Good morning, good afternoon, and good night. Welcome to the show where we chat, argue, and wax poetic about everything we love in movies. This is the Chatter After, and we are doing another movie draft. We are drafting sports movies. We're in the heat of baseball season. The NFL is about to kick off later this week. The NBA is going to be back in a month and a half. We're in prime sports season. So we're going to be drafting sports movies. I'm Mike. Of course, joining me is Robert. Robert, how you doing, man?
I'm doing great. I dressed for the occasion. I wore my Buccos Pittsburgh Pirates baseball jersey to try to be thematically on point. And except for some last minute rules curveballs you've been throwing us, I'm more than ready to draft with you gentlemen today.
I've got the green and yellow behind me, shout out to the Green Bay Packers. But yeah, this is going to be a fun one. Didge, you're joining us for the first time on one of these drafts. How are you feeling, bro?
I'm feeling good. I'm going to switch it to the blue for the Brewers, Let's go Brewers.
Let's go.
But I'm doing good. Thank you for having me.
And Nate ran away. So Cliff, how are you?
No, I'm good. I'm chilling. Watched a couple sports movies this morning to make sure I win this draft and all that. I don't have on any shirts. I feel like I could have put on an Eagles jersey, but I wasn't thinking at the time. So weird, but I got green, so it counts.
You've got honorary Olympic gymnast Dick Grayson behind you, so we're good there. Nate, what's up, man? Where'd you go?
I had to get this. Pacers. But I like my Jaws hat more, so
I like that hat more too.
Yeah, I agree.
Get better.
I did want to bring this up before we start, and I'm wondering, Robert, because you did not like Caught Stealing, and I'm wondering if it was because the one line of dialogue where Austin Butler was excited when he said, "We beat the Pirates."
You know what? That is not why I did not like that film. But when that line of dialogue was uttered, I did turn to my daughter and gave her a what the fuck? One of these. Like, why is there cheap shots in the middle of Caught Stealing?
I thought of you instantly. I was like,
there are many other reasons I did not enjoy that movie.
Damn.
Not a sports movie, by the way.
No, not at all.
Okay. I took my earbud out to make sure I wasn't hearing anything before I said it.
No, this is going to be a fun one. If you're watching us live on TikTok, hi TikTok. If you're watching the VOD over on YouTube or in your podcast feed, we're trying things on TikTok. So make sure you follow me at Novice Cinephiles so you don't miss the lives over there. We'll continue to do lives on the YouTube side as well. Gents, we're going to go over the basic rules and get into our draft lottery. Of course, 6 picks. It's going to be randomized through the draft order. It's going to be a snake order draft. You're going to get a ghost timer of 60 to 90 seconds for your pick. Usually we're going to be explaining our movies anyway, so you're kind of on the clock while the person before you is talking. You're going to have your challenges. If you think something is not a sports movie, you can challenge the play. The thing is, you're going to need a unanimous vote outside of the person you're challenging to get it successful.
Well, 3-1's not good enough. It's got to be 4-0. Is that what you're saying?
Exactly. Yep.
Okay.
It's got to be 4-0. Nope. Unless somebody decides to be undecided and they sit out, then that's on them. Couple of other draft rules here. 1 pick per sport. You can't draft Rocky and Creed, for example. So make sure your boards are built out where you can pick several different types of sports. We're only allowing traditional sports. I'm sorry, Nate. You can't just draft all the Rocky and Creed movies.
I wouldn't draft Rocky 5, by the way. That movie sucks, but
I'd argue a couple of other ones also suck, but that's okay.
No.
This is traditional sports movies only. If it was in the Olympics, it counts. Movies like Drumline or Black Swan aren't qualified for this one. And illegal sports don't count, so no Fight Club, no Fast and Furious. And last wrinkle here, you have to get 1 sports documentary. It can't be a docuseries, so no Last Dance. Because I know that's probably on the top of a lot of people's lists because it's amazing. But if we allow The Last Dance, then that means we can allow shows like Haiku, and I'm not doing that today. Any questions? No questions. Okay, we're going to pull up the big wheel. We're gonna figure out this draft order. As usual, Robert, you might need to help out with draft order. And
What?
picks.
No, it was already
Oh.
on me.
Yeah, I can do
First.
that.
I can go first.
We're gonna give it a spin. Before we spin, Didge, you're new. What ideally do you want to fall on this board in a snake order draft? What's your game plan?
I like to be towards the end. So like 4 or 5 would be great as long as realistically I'm not 3, because smack dab in the middle is the worst.
Thank
So
you.
you like you like to get a lay of the land. You like,
Yeah.
I want to see what a couple of first few picks are. and figure it out.
I can know where do I need to move in my draft board. Like sometimes picks go early that you don't expect.
I fear that a couple of documentaries are going to go in the first round. We're going to see.
I do too.
All right, we're going to give it a spin.
God, I'm terrified.
Wheel of morality. Turn.
Yeah, pass me on by.
Oh, Didge is number one.
We can trade.
That's fine. No, I got it.
After all that talking,
Crazy, isn't it?
Oh, did I jinx you? Might have. My bad.
No, my fear was it was going to be 3. So this is
Right.
better than that though.
That's what Didge wanted. He wanted around a corner, right? Yeah.
All right, Didge is our number one pick. Who's going to?
God, I'm scared.
Uh,
Oh,
Ooh.
no.
okay.
I swear, if I get stuck last again,
I'm gonna get stuck last. But I'm okay with it because I get to pick 2.
please give me
Yeah,
number
snake
3.
order
I
is
want that
fine.
sweet spot.
all right.
Unless I'm not second to last, which I think I'm gonna be because I just said that. Yeah, I'm second to last.
Looks like I'm going 3.
God damn it, I'm scared.
Okay.
No, I am last. Okay.
Nick got what he wanted.
Hey, I like it.
you can't go wrong here though.
No, yeah, because it's snake order. Because you pick twice, and then Cliff will just pick again right after you. So
Right.
it's, it's kind of interchangeable. Me being like Didge was saying, smack dab in the middle. It's kind of like,
It's
okay.
the worst.
I don't know. I think it depends because last draft I was smack dab in the middle. I think my list kind of ended up being pretty perfect. For my
Yeah.
first draft.
That also
too.
some bias though. Like,
Hey, it is. It is.
I don't
biased, I'm promoting.
I don't want to
promoting
toot my own
third
horn,
spot.
guys, but I think I did pretty good. I did okay. No, but yeah, I think everybody's draft went well. So much so that we told everybody, the viewers, to vote, and it is currently a 4-way tie. So nobody won last draft.
Wow. That means we all did well.
That means we all did well. Also, nobody gets to gloat this episode, so that's neat. That was sarcasm. I kind of wanted to gloat. But Didge, you're on the clock. What you thinking?
So I saw this film when I was in high school. We had a teacher who just loved to show us. It was a history class. So I don't know why he would show us all these different films, but he also was really big into soccer. So he used to show us a bunch of soccer films. Like that's where I had first saw Shaolin Soccer and like Bend It Like Beckham and all that. Because I'm not a huge soccer fan, so like I don't really gravitate towards those movies. But this movie, it's called Offside. It's a Persian film, and essentially what it's about is women at that time, not probably still now, they weren't allowed to go to soccer matches. So a group of girls, they tried to sneak into the matches, and it's sort of just about the experience. Like I don't want to go into too many details and start spoiling it or anything, but it's about their experiences and trying to get in to see these soccer matches because they were so big fans of soccer, but also just as a way to sort of fight the lay of the land. So you get a little bit of his like just about societal impact and like how sports can really impact the society, and like even for people who are marginalized, sports can be that one thing that like gives them hope. So it stuck with me then. It's such a good movie. I definitely recommend that everyone watches it because, like I said, you can get a lot about sports and soccer, but you don't have to be a fan in order to enjoy it.
Nice. I've never heard of this movie, and
Mm-mm.
like after this is gonna sound so nerdy of me, but after Ted Lasso, I became a really huge fan of soccer. So that's gonna be one that I want to check out. Can't wait. Dang it, Ted Lasso's a show. I'm like, ooh, let me see it on my board. Robert, you are on the clock.
Okay. See, this documentary thing has really messed me all up. So again, the rule is we have to pick a sports documentary, correct? That has to be included amongst our draft,
Correct.
Unfortunately.
which I found out 10 minutes before we started because I didn't read the
Yikes.
rules properly. And I don't watch a lot of sports sports documentaries. I was joking I should be allowed to pick Ken Burns' Baseball, which is a show,
You should.
not a doc. So I went scrambling looking for a sports doc that I love because I feel like, well, I have to pick one if I have one. I don't want it to get stolen. I don't really watch any of these things. And I think I've come up with one. I found it on a couple sports doc lists. I'm just worried it's going to be challenged, and maybe rightfully so, but I don't have any other picks in this category, so please be lenient, gentlemen. But competitive arcade gaming should be a sport, correct?
I will give it to him
Because I
he
would
knows
like
the
to
struggle.
take the King of Kong a fistful of quarters.
Robert knows the struggle I'm going through, so I'm not going to challenge it.
So the King of Kong a Fistful of Quarters is a 2007 American documentary film about a couple of guys constantly locked in battle for the all-time high Donkey Kong score, like arcade game score. It got a ton of notice back in 2007. I believe it was... Nah, I thought it might have been nominated for an Oscar, but I don't think so. But it was back and made almost $1 million. Was back in 2007. It was a thing. This was a movie everybody watched. So if you guys let me, I would like to pick this for my documentary film.
I've
Well,
seen this
one, we said that
documentary.
it needed to be a unanimous decision, and Nate's already trying to mess this up by saying,
No,
"Oh, we're gonna." Robert knows my struggles, so we're just gonna allow it in.
Yeah.
For the record, when I started looking, I saw it listed on 2 different sports doc lists.
So it's funny because Nate mentioned this earlier in our Discord as we were like planning the show out, and he was like, "Esports shouldn't count as a sport." So video gaming,
Ooh.
not
Donkey
counting.
Kong is hard.
Ooh.
This is about Donkey Kong.
So is competitive Fortnite, Nate.
See,
Okay.
I was going to say yes because I'm like esports is a sport. Like
That's where the debate comes in, because like I am willing to allow it, but also that now means esports, which Nate was fighting against, has to be allowed into the draft.
Well, okay. I'll accept esports if drone racing isn't a sport.
I mean, it's still a race, so I feel like
Yeah.
that's fine. I'm not gonna challenge this.
I've seen this documentary. It's phenomenal. I was
great.
going to say I wasn't going to challenge it just on that because I do
Yeah.
think also esports is a thing. So
It's basically about, well, since you guys don't let me have it, King of Kong is basically about 2 guys. There's Steve Wiebe, I think his name is, who's like the good guy Donkey Kong player, because the movie sorts its 2 chief competitors into the good guy, who's Billy, and then the villain, who's Billy Mitchell, who's like this long-haired, very cocky, possibly cheating competitive Donkey Kong player, and sort of like the entwined histories of these 2 men as they attempt to grasp on their little bit of fame in the arcade record books. It's a great doc. Nate, have you seen it?
I have. Fun fact. Peter Dinklage's character in the hit movie Pixels is based on Billy Mitchell.
You did not say hit movie Pixels.
I'm just being snarky. I love this movie though. It's one of like the first documentaries I think I ever watched that wasn't like March of the Penguins.
Nate, is this the one that you thought I was going to pick pre-draft when I said, "Oh, I have one"?
No.
Oh, well, then
'cause I don't
better
think
stay
anyone else
hush hush
did.
about that one then. Maybe someone else will want that one. All right, that's my pick then, and it's gonna be nothing but True Blue sports from here on out. I got this stupid documentary thing done with. Now I'm ready to start my draft.
I love that you guys don't know sports documentaries, because I don't have to waste my first pick on one.
I mean, now I know not to have been worried.
I'm on the clock, and I have not thought this through since I am hosting. So I don't. I'm just okay. I'm just gonna do it. I'm gonna rip it. We're gonna take Remember the Titans.
Oh yeah.
We're gonna take Remember the Titans. Fantastic movie. I don't have to explain that one to you guys. It's a banger. That was number one on my board. Getting it at 3 is a steal to me. So
I had
That's a
enough
great
football
pick.
movies.
yeah,
There are a lot
That-
you can't
that's
go
a-
wrong with.
Yo, I watched it this morning. When I tell you, I laughed a lot more than I should have watching that movie. Because some of the like lines that these characters like deliver is just far like they shouldn't be funny, but just the delivery by themselves, and also just great movie about just brotherhood and like overcoming odds and all that. So great pick.
yeah, I absolutely love this movie. So that's super easy in the bank. Remember the Titans. I'm going to circle to my documentary later in the draft. Cliff, that puts you on the clock.
Wow, Cliff thinks.
All right.
I'll tell you that, believe it or not, Mike, I've never seen Remember the Titans.
What?
Ooh,
Ooh.
wow.
You-
It's
we
making
need
me
to
want to
know.
watch.
You should definitely watch.
Gonna have to
You-
watch.
You've got to
Robert.
watch. I know you're not a huge football guy, but you
Yeah, that's why.
It's Denzel.
Like
I mean-
Denzel, not a big football guy. Mike called
Robert,
it, but
Hayden Panettiere is the best character in this movie. Like
Oh.
you love her character.
Oh, okay.
She
It's-
plays like one of the most passionate like football like fans you could possibly see in a movie.
I was listening to the Donald Faison's podcast with Zach Braff, his Fake Doctors Real Friends one, and they talked about that scene in Friday Night Lights where he's like, "You ain't having fun now," or not Friday Night Lights. I'm sorry. Remember the title? You're not having fun now, really. I guess that really was like Denzel was really yelling at them because all the young guys on set went out the night before, and so they were hungover, fumbling over lines, and like just generally having a bad day. And so he was like, "Yeah, see, this is what happens when you go out when you're not trying to be a professional."
Love this man.
Oh, that's amazing.
Love that man.
All right, Cliff, we bought enough time for you. You got to be ready now.
Oh, I'm all set, but I'm just going with my favorite movie of last year. Shout out to Luke Guadagnino. I'm gonna take Challengers. Stars Zendaya and those two white guys. I forgot the names, but it's great, wonderful. It's just I love it. Sports like drama and like romance. It's fun. I love the the sort of tennis aspect of how they're going back and forth. One has an upper hand and all that stuff. It's just kinetic energy throughout. I really love that movie, and it's just favorite movie of last year. Like phenomenal.
It's a great movie. Like Challengers is phenomenal, man. Like there's no arguments with me on that pick.
Yeah.
Um,
Can I give Cliff some props? I
Go.
think that's the first because outside, or offside, Didge, which I also haven't seen. That sounds fascinating. You did not need to pick that in the first round. That could have come way later.
Oh, I just really love that movie though.
I picked King of Kong because you guys just screwed me on this documentary thing, and I just wanted to be done with it. Remember the Titans also I don't think needed to be a first round pick, but Challengers.
it's definitely a first round pick. You
Challengers.
just haven't seen it.
Challengers I legitimately expected to be picked in the first 2 rounds. So well done, Cliff.
It's a great pick. Also, if you're watching us live, happy birthday, Zendaya. We love you. Nate.
Okay.
2 picks.
So-
2 picks for Nate.
Yes, my first round pick. I have to pick this first round because, again, after Jaws, this is my all-time favorite movie, and it's Rocky.
Rocky 1.
One. Yeah. I debated about choosing Creed over it because I actually think Creed, the more I watch that movie, the more like I love that as well. But I love the underdog story. And I think even if you don't like boxing, but like this is the movie that got me kind of into boxing and like interested in it. And I think you start with Rocky Balboa. He's not like the most charismatic or likable guy, but throughout the movie, you're just starting to root and like care for him. And I love at the ending, he doesn't win. But that's what's winning.
Spoilers
is-
for Rocky.
But he
It's
goes
50
the
years old.
distance, Nate. He goes
Adrian,
the distance.
I did it.
And it's just such like a joyous, like feel good movie. And I mean, Apollo Creed also, I won't even say he's a villain in the movie. I know
No.
people were like, oh, he's like one of the greatest movie villains. No, he's like a good guy. He gave Rocky a shot. Like,
Let me ask you this, Nate. Do you think the first Rocky is unquestionably the best Rocky movie?
Of the movies named Rocky, yes.
No, it counts Creed, the whole saga.
I think Creed 1 might be.
So it's between
little
those
bit
two as far as
better.
like the best.
I think
think
that's fair.
Creed 1 has a little more ambition to it, like the one shot, like fight scene. Like, I think that's great. And I think the emotions really hit so hard in that movie as well. That, like I said, they're like equal footing. Like, Creed is probably one, like, top 3 of my favorite movies of the 2010s.
Okay. Just
So
curious.
But you
It's-
chose Rocky.
I did choose Rocky because I have to. I mean, it is my second favorite movie ever, so kind of had
Nice.
to. Okay, so
Before you move on, round 1, Offside, Digits soccer movies are now off the table. Or was that your documentary? I can't remember.
Soccer.
Gotcha. Robert, your doc's done. You're free to do whatever you want from this point forward after pick 2.
For the record, I got the King of Kong, a fistful of quarters.
Yes.
My unexpected first round pick that you guys made me take.
I mean, before we went live, you guys could have argued that we just save documentaries as its
That's all
own
right.
distinct round, but that's okay.
Listen, nobody has
Uh,
picked the movie that I wanted to pick in the first round yet. So we'll see if that happens.
yeah,
Hopefully you get lucky. I chose Remember the Titans. My football movies are donezo at 3. Cliff took Challengers. No more tennis for him. Not like there's a ton of tennis movies to pick from, so he's still got an open
Only one I
field.
can think of.
Nate took Rocky. He's officially done with boxing. We'll see if the rest of his list can go the distance. Nate, continue. We're starting round 2.
Okay, I am going to pick my documentary, and initially we were all like, "Oh, Free Solo, Free Solo, Free Solo." I'm not going to pick Free Solo because, one, I feel like that would be kind of cheating. So I'm going to pick an Oscar-winning documentary called Man on Wire. It is about the man who tightrope walked between the Twin Towers. Yes, tightrope walking is a sport. You just said Dick Grayson is a tightrope walker. This was made.
That
into
was
a
also
movie.
jokingly, but I'm going to let you cook, okay? I'm going to let you cook.
So this is a doc that was adapted into a movie starring Joseph Gordon-Levitt, Robert Zemeckis. They did like a narrative version of it. But this documentary, it feels like still like you're there. It is so just how it's made, it feels like a narrative of its own. It's part heist movie with them showing how they're planning on, staging this really like intense kind of feat. And it's like, obviously, the guy is going to live because he's talking to you. He's narrating it. But when you're like hearing about it, you're still like, oh God, like this man is crazy. He could die, even though you're hearing him talk about it. So Man on Wire, I think it's absolutely a sport. I think tightrope walking is in the Olympics, or at least it once was, but it is a sport.
There is no tightrope walking. I'm just saying, I'm not challenging this. This is totally fine. There's no tightrope walk in the Olympics, Nate.
Oh wow.
He said, "Oh wow," like he was surprised.
Does anybody want to challenge? if
Maybe in
tightrope
the
walking is a
original like
sport?
Greek Olympics, like the Athens whatever century
don't.
Olympics. I'm not challenging any docs. I think this is very borderline as a sports movie, but Nate was nice to me. You guys let me pick an esports thing. I'm not challenging any docs.
I kind of, you know what? Fine. I'm not gonna have the votes anyway. You got it.
You wanted to challenge it?
I don't think this is a sport. I really don't think this is a sport.
It is a sport. It says sport on IMDb, just like King of Kong.
It also says thriller. If we were doing a thriller draft, would you draft this movie because IMDb said so?
Sports movies can be thrillers, though.
It's a documentary, though. This is where it's like,
you know
it's
what?
a
Here's
weird
the
gray
argument.
area with-
Here's the argument. The one I selected is very specifically about competition. There is a clear competitive nature to my doc.
right.
I'm not sure. I guess the man is competing against gravity.
Yeah.
On fire.
He's got
Thank
more in common with Elphaba than he does with an athlete, guys.
But again, this doc thing is tough. I think it's close enough. I wouldn't vote for a challenge here.
Yeah, I don't have the vote, so I'm gonna leave it be. But I'm also like, I don't know if this
Fighting
counts.
against the NYPD who kept trying to catch him for tightrope walking.
Batman's a
Towers.
sport now, guys.
You're right.
I would
going up against
have
the cops
voted
is a
with you,
sport in
Mike, but I
itself.
knew we didn't have the unanimous.
I just want to make it clear that I'm going easy on these docs, but if we try getting this shady when it comes to dramatic films, my challenge button is coming down
Look,
hard.
I left off so many baseball movies from my list because I kept thinking, I'm like, oh, Robert's gonna take that. Oh,
He can
I wanna
only
say
take
that.
one, Nate.
Nate, I'm probably picking my baseball movie last. Do you know how many baseball movies I love? Like, there's nothing you guys could do to screw me in baseball.
Also,
Okay.
Nate, do not think about Robert. You pick your film list. Do what
But he
you
works
like,
in baseball, so I'm like,
and that's okay. Still
Oh.
take him.
Nate, this is a competition, buddy. You got to go for the head.
I
This is a sport right now, Nate.
there's a
Exactly.
good chance. I'm gonna guess I don't pick a baseball movie until the 5th or 6th round, just because I think it's easily the sport that has the most great movies in
It
it.
does.
I think so.
no boxing.
Baseball and boxing are the two. Carry on. Cliff is up.
Cliff, you're on the clock.
Oh, bet. All right. So my second film, I'm expecting this to be challenged, but I wanted to just try it anyway. It's a movie directed by Peyton Reeves from the year 2000. It's called Bring It On. I really love this movie.
Yes.
On Wikipedia, it's not described
It's a
as
sport. It's a
sport,
sport.
but okay. But like everyone else, we all consider it a sport, like comedy, right?
It was a
conversation.
long. If things would have got rough in this draft, it was on the list of like, hey, you might have to get here.
Okay.
So,
It's on my board. Again, we
Okay.
dance competition counts. Cheer
Yeah.
counts. I'm fine.
Because there are stunts and flips and all that stuff in this and whatnot. But anyway, I love this movie. I grew up watching this movie. This is literally like in my top 10 films of all time. Like people look at me weird when I mention this movie. I'm like, no, it's just genuinely fantastic. Oh, film. Kirsten Stewart, Kirsten Dunst. Gabrielle
Eliza
Union,
Dushku.
and so many. Eliza Dushku as well, who plays a really fun, like sort of like
Gabriel
Anti,
Union. Is that her name?
yeah, Gabrielle Union is in it as well. It's racial politics, class politics all involved in this, plagiarism and everything. It's just, I love it. I think this should be in the Criterion Collection, personally.
Ooh, that's high
he-
praise.
I just want to say he's right. Bring It On is 100% a sports movie. It's a fantastic sports movie. It probably should be in my draft somewhere. And Cliff is kicking the living shit out of us right now, and we all need to raise our games. It's a good pick.
it is a good pick.
It's a great pick. I love this movie. Well done. I am next. I don't know where I'm going. We're just kind of just going with the flow here. So I'm gonna take my time since nobody has actually used their timer. I'm gonna take a second and think about this. You guys can keep talking about Bring It On though.
Just don't pick the movie I wanted to pick in the first round, Mike. I'm gonna feel okay about things if I still get my first round pick
You can
here.
tell me what the pick is. I'll
I
make
don't
sure I won't
know.
pick it.
No, absolutely not.
He's like, I got enough time if you want to tell me real quick.
Yeah, we could
yeah.
hash it out, man. We could plot against these other three. I don't care.
I just know here's what I know. I know in the last draft, Cliff kept trying to pick non-sequels in a sequel-specific draft, and yet now he's beating the living daylights out of us with challengers and Bring It On. So I think he kind of became more prepared this time. That's what I think.
I thrive in the impossible.
There are so many on here because we're only in round 2 that I feel good with it literally anything. So I'm gonna get a little weird. I'm gonna pick I, Tonya as my next.
God damn it!
Hmm.
That was number 3 on my list.
Oh, I sniped you, Nate. Margot Robbie is phenomenal in this movie. That's really it. Like I have so many other traditional basketball or soccer or baseball films that I can grab. There's only one movie quite like I Tonya that came to mind. And I got to compete with challengers. Again, if we're trying to make the best sports movie film festival, I want to have like a unique set of films to play. So that's my pick. Any thoughts on this one?
I hadn't considered I, Tonya. That's a good pick, though.
Yeah, it's one that I feel like, and Nate already kind of voiced. It's one that I feel like only he and I probably would have put on our list.
Yeah. I knew.
I mean,
you're the
Thinking about
only
it,
one
it's
I-
a pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
That's fair. Yeah,
It-
is a
I just-
pretty
I
good,
wouldn't have thought
pilot
about it.
pick.
I love that movie.
It's great. Robert, you're now on the clock.
See, now I'm having second thoughts here. So the movie I thought I was going to take first overall is still available. But
Why are you having second thoughts?
because I'm going to get to pick again 3 picks from now, and I don't think Didge is going to take it. He might, but I don't think. I don't know.
Name the sport, and
this
I
is
can
my
tell you if I
this is
will.
my first time. This is my first time podcasting with Didge, so he can be a little sneaky, and I can't catch on.
Which
to him.
sport is it?
I don't think I want to say. I got to play
Okay.
things
we
close
need-
to
Hold
the
the
vest.
cards
We
to
need
the
Mamba
vest.
mentality.
There
That's
are
big.
right now.
I have 3 movies, and I need to get 2 of them in the next 2 picks. And the one that's my favorite of the 3 is probably the one that has the best chance to roll all the way back around. So I should probably wait on that one.
This is where the draft game gets funny. It's because he's overthinking this. It's him just going from the gut.
Just go with your heart.
Yeah, it's very interesting. Everybody's struggling. I'm just like, I got my 6. We can go.
I just think of the sport I'm going to pick each time, and like, all right, I know what I have listed for this sport. Did it get picked yet or not? Okay.
Didge, do you want to tell me what sports you're interested in picking in the next 2 rounds?
Mm,
I'm gonna throw the flag and say tampering.
All right. Ah,
Is it Space Jam 2?
Robert-
New Legacy?
Robert, this is only
Ooh.
round 2. You got time.
Ah.
This is gonna be fine.
All right.
Base Jam.
I'm going to go ahead and take this, and I'm taking it because it's really the only basketball movie I love. If I didn't take this, I wouldn't be taking a basketball movie. So I'm going to go ahead and take Hoosiers. starring
God,
Gene
I'm the
Hackman.
Indiana boy.
ooh.
Let me tell
What
you
was it again? I
guys,
missed it.
Hoosiers,
It's a good movie. I appreciate
which
it.
is a 1986 American sports drama written by Angelo Pizzo and directed by David Onspa. It is about a young high school basketball team in Hickory, Indiana, right, Nate? Hickory,
Yes.
Indiana, right? Yeah,
Hoosiers.
Hoosiers, of course, that goes on to compete for its state bat. Gene Hackman plays the coach. Gene Hackman is this coach with a mysterious past who gets brought in this tiny, small rural community where the only thing these people give a shit about is basketball. It's all they care about. And Gene Hackman is this big city coach with a mysterious past, caught in to teach this team, coach this team. He's very hard on them. He has a very unique coaching style. You find out later in the movie that he got fired from his big university job for hitting a kid. Dennis Hopper's playing in it. He plays the alcoholic father of one of the kids, has one of the greatest film scores of all time. It's a classic underdog tale of this this young team and this coach both trying to sort of make a new beginning for themselves. And I bawl like a baby while watching it. And very old-fashioned sports movie. It's, you watch the first 10 minutes, you're probably going to know what you're in for, but it's done so well. And like I said, White Man Can't Jump's good. That probably gets picked by one of you today, but otherwise, I don't think there are a lot of good basketball movies out there. So yeah, I'm going with Hoosiers.
I wanted to have a note that if you went, like, for me, I grew up in Indiana. So, like, anybody who, had to go through grade 6 through 12 in Indiana, there was a point in one of your classes, no matter what it was, you had to watch Hoosiers.
Interesting.
Like, I had to watch that movie in school a lot of different times. Like,
Also,
I love it.
Hackman, one of our all-time greatest actors. We
Yes.
lost him just not long ago, and this is one of his critical performances.
Yes.
He's
It's a
terrific
classic.
in this film. Yeah, great pick. Very underrated. That was not a basketball movie I even had on my list. So that's
No.
It
Yeah,
was-
Space Jam and
I
on
was-
my list.
I was worried. It was on your list, Didge? Yeah,
It was not number one.
I was worried it would get picked, and like I said, I don't really have another basketball movie I would have felt good about. So that's why I'm taking it this early.
Nice, nice.
That's very
Now,
interesting. I
Didge,
feel like-
don't pick my other movies. I'm thinking.
No,
about.
no,
Like,
it's funny
we'll
you were
see.
saying basketball movie, and you actually brought up the movie I was about to pick was White Man Can't Jump. That movie
Ah.
is phenomenal.
So you're on the clock. Is that what you're taking?
Yeah, I'm taking it
Okay.
right now, especially because I just saw Cliff's reaction. Yeah, that movie is phenomenal. I love that movie. If you haven't seen it, Woody Harrelson and Wesley Snipes, they play two players who Woody Harrelson, he cons Wesley Snipes. Like the running gag of it is that, you know, white men can't beat black men in basketball. Woody Harrelson very much takes advantage of that fact, and instead of being mad, they go on and essentially they know that they can con other people. It's such a good movie. I was so mad when they did the remake because the remake definitely, like, I didn't expect it was gonna hold a candle to the original, but it was just downright disrespectful.
It's trash.
Damn.
So, when you were saying that a movie that you thought should have got picked first round, I was like, crap, I might have miscalculated and somebody might pick it. There's a long time that it goes back to me. So I'm glad you picked Hoosiers instead. I do love Hoosiers, but I do think White Man Can't Jump is the better film, just because I also like comedy more than a lot of stuff.
I'm a big fan of Rosie Perez in that movie.
That's very fair. Yeah, I get that completely.
She's
Really? You saw my-
back-to-back basketball movies. We're going on a little basketball run, everybody.
I like it. I like it.
And can I piggyback off of Dish real quick, just to be like, great duo. Wesley Snipes
chemistry was
and
so
Woody
good.
Harrelson are just, chemistry is perfect, tone pacing is perfect. Like, when I think of just like buddy movies with like two guys who feel like brothers, I'm like, this is my go-to example of like, you want to write comedy, you want to write something that everybody can enjoy, just pick this movie and go from there.
Yeah.
The Hoosiers and White Man Can't Jump are the two basketball movies that I assumed would be picked. There may be others. I can think of some others that maybe have fans here, but those were the only two that I thought would be guaranteed to be picked. Did you have another pick?
I do. I'm debating, should I get my documentary out? After hearing the two picks for documentaries, I'm less likely to believe that it'll get picked, but I kind of just want to get it out of the way. So I'm going to stay in the realm of basketball and pick Hoop Dreams.
Yep.
Hoop Dreams, it's a documentary about these two brothers. I don't think they're brothers, but they're two guys out of Chicago. It's their dreams of literally getting to the NBA. So it talks a lot about the trials and tribulations of living in Chicago, one, and just trying to get to the league. One of the guys actually in there ended up going to Marquette, which obviously is the local university here. So that's another cool just aspect of it. But it's also the first sports book that I ever read. So when the documentary came out, it was nice to read or watch what I had read.
Nice.
Good
I
movie.
haven't seen
challenge
Hoop Dreams.
I
but I've
have
heard
seen
it.
it.
Go ahead. Challenge.
Can I challenge that, since you already picked a sport, basketball related thing, or is comedies
Nope.
or is documentary separate?
According to the rules, docs were separate.
Docs are
Okay.
separate.
All right.
Simply because,
okay,
again,
okay.
if you draft, like if you pick sixth, right, the last pick of the draft, you have no sports left. we want to be a little lenient there.
Okay, 'cause I was about to get
You were
Look
trying
at
to
it, I
get
was
White
like,
Man Can't Jump, huh? You were trying to make me choose.
No.
Like I see.
I was like, where these guys go away?
So I have never seen Hoop Dreams. I've heard tons. Again, I don't watch a lot of sports docs. I've heard
Mhm.
tons about it over the years. I know it's beloved. And when you guys told me 10 minutes before the show started, we had to pick a sports doc, I was like, damn it, I should have watched Hoop Dreams. One of the 10 million times I've thought about I should watch Hoop Dreams someday. It really hit me hard tonight. So I'm not surprised it got picked.
Yeah, it's a great documentary. I definitely, if you like sports documentaries or just like documentaries in general, I would definitely suggest watching it.
I'm adding it to the list because I haven't seen it, but I love basketball, so
That's another reason to watch.
we're definitely going for it. With this being Snake Order, Robert, did the movie you want get taken?
No. So no, all of my movies that I wanted in the early rounds are still here. They just all got backed up because I had to take the King of Kong. But
No harm done.
there are two movies I could easily take here. I'm going to pass on the one that I think stands a chance of getting back around to me. And I'm going to pick the one that I think has no chance of getting back around to me. And that is a little 1984 classic called The Karate Kid.
Woo!
Wait, I thought wasn't it my turn after Ditch?
No.
No, you picked. We're
You're-
back
you're
around.
after Cliff.
You're last. We're back around the front.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Nate's
So,
stepping
'cause
on my Karate Kid pick to try
No.
to legally
I
draft.
thought about picking that too, but I'm like, I'm not going to because that's too close to boxing.
You have a few
The
more
Karate
as
Kid
well.
is an underrated pick. I was definitely thinking about sneaking Karate Kid in.
That's not
Okay.
a bad pick.
So here's the great thing about Karate Kid. It is a sports movie. It is a tremendous one. It is also like an 80s teen coming of age flick, and it is a tremendous one of those. It does both things extremely, extremely well. Directed by John Avildsen, who also directed Rocky, so that's 2 of his films off the board already. I mean, look, it was a absolute box office sensation. I still remember my parents dragging me and like my brother and like 8 friends to go see the Karate Kid Part 2 when it opened. I still remember the first time I saw the Karate Kid at a friend of mine's birthday party, like in his rec room basement. It was such like a monumental thing. And they're still making, Cobra Kai and spinoffs and these sequels today. That's like how long the legacy of those characters has lasted. And it's because, Ralph Macchio is Daniel's son and Pat Morita as Mr. Miyagi. It's just 2 classic, lovable film characters who will just last forever in the hearts of film goers. And I adore the Karate Kid. So it was one of my must-get movies today, and I figured I better jump on it now.
Yeah, that's a terrific selection. Karate Kid's a good movie. It doesn't have Terry Silver though, so you picked the wrong one.
Listen. I've written a lot of words about Thomas Ian Griffith over my career. I love the man, but you can't pick Karate Kid 3. Great villain, not so great movie.
No.
Oh no, Cobra Kai did a lot to fix that character.
Yeah.
Mike, you're on the clock, not Nate. Mike.
Yep, I'm on the clock. Sorry, Nate.
Nate, when we get to you, you are going to get back-to-back picks, so start prepping.
Oh, I am.
Ooh. This is interesting. Do I take my baseball movie? Or do I take a racing movie? There's still
No.
basketball movies on the board. This is interesting.
It is interesting that no baseball movies have been picked yet, but again, I think it's because we all know there are so many great baseball movies.
Yeah, like I don't fear not
I'm
being able
taking
to
mine
grab
next.
Okay.
Ooh.
I don't
Cliff
fear
is-
taking my baseball movie in round 5, like
Right. Same.
that's fine with me. Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna save the baseball movie because there's 3 on here that I'm fighting in my head which one I want, and so I'm just gonna let the board fall. We're going to take. We're gonna take Creed. Why am I overcomplicating it? I'm just gonna take Creed. Creed is great. Like it'd be a travesty if I don't grab a Ryan Coogler movie and put that on my list. You guys have already talked about Creed a little bit. I think this is the best movie in the Rocky franchise. It's close with Rocky 1, but I don't know, something about Adonis' story and Michael B. Jordan's performance and bringing older Sylvester Stallone back into the fold of this, right? It's just so interesting. It's one of the few legacy sequels that I think really nails it. It nails the vibe of the original, but modernizes it in a really, really fun way. And I just had the realization that I say modernize, and this movie's 10 years old, and I always feel like crap. So we're going to move on to this pick. But no, yeah, Creed, it's an easy call. It's great. Love it.
Creed is one of those movies that it seems like it should be impossible. Like just before anybody had seen that movie, before it came out, just a description of, we're going to make a Rocky Legacy sequel about Apollo Creed's like illegitimate son. That sounds like that sounds like a recipe for disaster. It sounds like the worst idea ever. And then what Ryan Coogler did is so amazing and feels like such a vital and important part of that entire franchise now. I love Creed. So nice pick, Mike.
Yeah, it's a lightning in a bottle moment, I think, for, as Robert, as you mentioned, is like legacy movies. I think it was one of the best examples of a legacy pick or like continuation
Yeah.
of like legacy early on. and
It's
whatnot.
great because they know. I mean, Sylvester Stallone's in it. He's great in it. He got robbed of
Mhm.
an Oscar in that film. Actually, they do bring back like "Gonna Fly Now" at the very end. You get some of the or the dun 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 dun. Dun. You get like some of the Rocky music, but they don't overdo it. Like it really does like tell its own story and takes all the time in the world to make sure that Adonis and like that movie's characters feel real and lived in and important and could stand apart. Like those characters would be interesting to watch even if it wasn't a Rocky movie. And then
Yeah.
the legacy stuff just really pushes it next level. It's a great movie.
Yeah, it really is. I guess Cliff, we're gonna move to you. It seems like you already told us you were doing baseball. So I'm
Yeah,
curious to know
Cliff
what
is
pick
up.
is.
Yeah, I'm going to kind of keep it with like a little bit of the comedy aspect. I know Challengers isn't a comedy, but there's too many funny moments in that movie, So I'm kind of keeping a theme here. But yeah, baseball movie. Childhood favorite of mine. I watched this morning as well, just to double check because I haven't watched it in so long. I am taking The Sandlot from pretty much 1993. Yes, I believe that's when it came out. Directed by David McEvans. I think it's just a perfect example of a summer I wished I had as a kid. I didn't grow up with having like that many male friends where we could just get together during the summer and just play a sport. I was in summer camps and in art camps and all that stuff, but just seeing a group of dudes, all in their tweens and whatnot, just playing baseball, getting into summer shenanigans. Underdog stories there. A bunch of comedic elements are there. And one of my favorite characters is Benny the Jet Rodriguez. Like, if you get the biggest example of like, hey, this is big bro. He's going to take care of everything you need. He's going to get it done, and he just helps Smalls become the kid and the dude that he eventually becomes as a man and all that stuff. It's just, I love the movie. I almost want to cry just thinking about it because again I watched it this morning. I'm just like, yeah, this is it. And the entire movie is based around them like fighting a giant dog, who's not even that big.
What's the dog's name, Cliff?
Ooh.
Oh, Hercules.
Hercules, yeah.
Oh,
Hercules,
yeah, shout out to
Hercules.
I'm not what's interesting is the Sandlot wasn't even on my list, so this makes baseball even easier for me. I think that's more of a generational thing. You guys are all a little younger than me, and I feel like it was the generation after me that really grew up with the Sandlot. I know it's
more
beloved.
of a Rookie of the Year guy.
No, Sandlot. The truth, I don't love either of those movies, but the Sandlot's probably better than Rookie of the Year.
Oh yeah.
There was the Angels in the Outfield remake came out then. Little Big League came out then. There was a whole bunch. There's a string of like baseball movies that were like for the generation of kids after me, and all those movies were in it.
Yeah.
What's interesting to me throughout this draft so far is we're on round 3, and only like 2 of my movies on my board are gone.
Yeah, I got a lot more than I thought I was gonna have at this point.
That's why every time
Hey.
it comes back to me, I'm just like, huh.
We can make it 7 or 8 rounds. I got all night, gentlemen. We don't have to stop.
We can not,
wants us
because
to go
after
the
6,
distance.
I haven't seen that many movies.
This was a great pick though, Cliff. The Sandlot, fantastic,
Mhm.
love it. Okay, Nate, you can finally draft now. I hope you're ready. You've been
Yes.
rushing us like 5 picks ago.
I'm sorry. Well, for my first of the next pick, I'm gonna pick a wrestling movie. And you said no Black Swan, but I do have another Aronofsky movie, and that is The Wrestler. So if you haven't seen that movie, it's with Mickey Rourke. He plays Randy the Ram Robinson. He is an aging professional wrestler who kind of messed up in life, but his true love is the ring. His love of wrestling kind of also fractured his relationship with his daughter. And I mean, it's kind of it's a tragedy is what it is. It's not really a feel good or like an underdog story. I'm not the biggest Aronofsky fan, but this is like the movie of his, like the first movie I saw of his that I was like, whoa, this movie is like incredible. I'm also not the biggest Mickey Rourke fan. He doesn't really seem like a guy I would want to get a beer with. But at the same time, he is undeniable in this movie. It is like one of the greatest performances I've seen, like in the 21st century. Marissa Tomei is also great. Evan Rachel Wood is in this as well. I just think this movie is just a masterpiece to me. To me, it's what I think is Aronofsky's masterpiece.
Nate, I would 1,000% agree with you. It was on my list. It's actually in my top 10 for the 2000s, the decade. It's in my top 10. I would have strongly considered picking it in the next round. So yeah.
Nice.
I agree with everything he said. Like, I'm not a big, the thing is I'm not a big Aronofsky or Mickey Rourke fan either, but it's by far Aronofsky's best movie, I think. Like, I mean, it's incredible. And definitely a sports movie. Like, it's not really about wrestling, but if no one else has here seen it, wrestling plays it's definitely a sports movie. That's like a big part of the backdrop of that movie.
Yeah.
I don't think either of you heard Mike say wrestling's not a sport.
I did say I allow it, but also
you did say you allow it. They do call it sports entertainment.
Yeah, it's fine.
It's a sport.
Definitely counts.
So my favorite athlete I can say is John Cena. We're all cool with that. We're all cool with that, right? We're all cool with this. Really?
I mean, if you want to make that statement, I guess, you know.
I'm just putting it out there.
I get you.
That's fine. It's cool. I mean, I said fighting with my family was allowed when Cliff asked about it, and that's a WWE movie too. So like, that's why I'm not arguing it. But it's also like,
I thought Josh Allen was your favorite athlete, Mike.
Ooh, I hope not. I would leave now.
Low blow. Hate the Bills, man.
Him and Shamik Moore both hate Josh Allen.
Do not put me and Shamik Moore in the same
sentence. That was fighting words.
That was literally fighting words right there.
Nate is going to get another pick, but Mike, should you do a recap of rounds 2 and 3 first?
We're going to do a recap here. So,
or maybe all 3 if you have a graphic. I don't know. Whatever you want to do. It's your show. I just thought a recap might be in order.
A recap definitely is in order because last time we did it, we were at 24 minutes on this recording, and we're currently at minute 52. So the folks at home need a refresher. Instead of me doing all this talking, I'm just going to let the folks talk about their picks. Didge, what's your draft board so far?
So far, we got first round was Offside, a sports movie that marries sports and politics. Then we go to the world of basketball for 2 picks in a row. First with White Man Can't Jump. We after all the heaviness of the first movie, we are lightening it up with White Man Can't Jump. It's very much a comedy. Then you learn something with Hoop Dreams. Third movie of the day.
Love it. So educational towards the end there. Robert.
All right. I picked The King of Kong, A Fistful of Quarters, which is about competitive Donkey Kong because I had to have a doc. So I had to get the one sports adjacent doc that I know I love. Then I took Hoosiers, probably the best basketball movie ever made. And then I took Karate Kid, which is a timeless classic 80s coming of age karate film, which everyone adores.
Oh yeah,
probably the most. I was to say, what's the most beloved movie universally on our list so far? It's either The Karate Kid or Rocky. It's one of those two. So shout out John Avildsen.
For sure, it might be Rocky. Karate Kid's close. I think after Cobra Kai, Karate Kid definitely had a renaissance there.
Yeah, well, except for the Legends.
Ooh, we don't talk about that.
All right, Mike, you're 3.
Mike's 3 picks so far is Remember the Titans in round 1. Denzel Washington represents. Such a good film. We got I, Tonya at number 2, Margot Robbie. And of course, Mike needed to grab his Ryan Coogler movie with Creed. I just realized Mike just got some of his favorite actors in picks 1 through 3, and so he couldn't be any happier.
Nice.
Cliff, your first 3 picks.
My first pick was Challengers. Again, my favorite movie of last year, starring Zendaya. Beautiful score as well. I forgot to mention that. By Atticus Ross and Trent Reznor. It's just a lot of electric bass music that just, again, it keeps the energy and keeps the pacing of that movie going, and just it feels like you are in a match. You were in a challenger. And all that jazz. Number 2 was Bring It On. One of my favorite movies of all time. It's literally in my top 10. I love it. It's funny. It's a good time. A lot of social commentary and class stuff. And then number 3 it was going to be White Man Can't Jump, but that was stolen from me. But it's the
That's a
Sandlot.
crazy word.
I love how it's stolen when we're on your pick. When we're on your third pick, and did you pick that too?
Yeah, I
Like, you
thought
could've
I had a
picked it
chance to
earlier.
like keep that. I thought it was going to be like a little close to my chest. I thought no one else was really going to pick it, but it's cool.
That was my number
yeah,
one basketball movie, Cliff. And I was picking basketball within the first 3 rounds. So it was
Great minds think alike, But yeah,
love
number three was Sandlot, just a classic coming of age story, summer movie, and yeah, I think it's my favorite baseball movie, so it's just a good time.
I feel bad now because I think I was the first person to just mention White Man Can't Jump. I didn't realize it was going to get so competitive. I should have just kept my mouth shut. But
Oh, it was going to get picked regardless if you said
Yeah,
it,
sure.
because
yeah.
Gitch took it the next pick.
it was such a
I tried to
coincidence
stay
that you said it.
silent after. Yeah, he said I wanted to stay so silent because I was like, let me not give mine away. And then this just thing, I was like, all right, bet.
If you guys have followed the pattern so far, every time when I'm giving you guys like the guide and like I'm giving references of like you can example this movie and this movie, those are never movies on my board. I never tip my hand at all. So if it gets referenced, I'm never drafting it. Nate, you've got another
Drafted
pick.
great, though.
Well, I didn't name my 3
yeah,
first.
tell us your 3.
I'm gonna lead in to it.
I
okay?
was gonna get there. I was gonna say you have another pick, but take us through your first 3 first.
Well, first,
Trust the process, man. I know what I'm doing.
I'm sorry. I have Rocky, the other John G. Alvinson movie. We already talked a lot about that. The second is my controversial pick for documentary, but I stand by it. Man on Wire. That takes skill. An athlete. And then number 3 is The Wrestler. Love movie. Yes, that also takes skill. Mike. Anyway.
Never said it didn't. Just didn't say it was a sport.
I think I would concur.
This movie for my 4th pick is the first movie that I have that's based around a sport that has a ball in it.
Nate's first actual sports pick, guys. Let's
I
go.
So I had to pick. There's a couple of Indiana set movies centered around sports. Hoosiers is one of them. Blue Chips, but we don't really talk about that one. Breaking Away, but that's bikes. I'm picking Rudy.
Ooh.
So
That's a good
if you
pick.
guys don't know what Rudy is, it's with Sean Astin, John Favreau's in this movie as well, and it's a true story of this guy who doesn't come from a lot of money. He doesn't get the best of grades, but his lifelong dream is to play for Notre Dame. And he finally gets that chance. And it's another, I think that's a lot of the best sports movies are underdog stories. And this is another one of those movies that's kind of almost like worshipped around Indiana, even though I think the real Rudy I hear is kind of not like the greatest guy.
We don't talk about real Rudy, fictional Rudy all the way.
Yeah. I mean, who doesn't love Sean Astin, by the way? So, and he's just great in this movie. And I feel like the Indiana part of me was like, I got to pick Rudy. I got to give him.
Also, for the record, same writer and same director as Hoosiers. It's the same team. This was their follow-up film.
Okay, that makes sense.
Rudy is
so
a
David
great-
Anspaugh has matched John G. Allison for 2 films
Yes.
in this draft.
Nice. Rudy was my second football movie. So I took Remember the Titans, but Rudy was right there for me as far as my football section. So great choice there.
I nearly picked my baseball one, but I'm like, I really want to wait for everybody else because I'm like, there's so many.
No, that was a great pick. Love Rudy. So I was Nate's second of his 2 picks, right? So that means we're
Yeah.
back to Cliff.
Yeah.
Cliff. back
Nope,
to Cliff.
I got 2 more.
Sneaky.
Back to Cliff.
On the clock,
Okay.
Cliff.
Oh, this is gonna be a little tough. I'm trying to figure out which football movie I want to take.
You also haven't chosen your documentary yet.
Oh, that's gonna be last because I'm not thinking about that one. Crap. You know what? Whatever. I'm gonna take this movie starring Keanu Reeves. It's called The Replacements. I love this movie. It's basically about how it's a current football team. They're struggling this football season, and I think their current team is on strike for money reasons. Forgot the actual plot, but the whole point is they get a bunch of like underdog players or just a random smorgasbord team to be their main team for a certain amount of games before the current roster comes back into play. But it's a fun time. Keanu Reeves plays a washed up quarterback. They have a really fun scene in jail where they're all like line dancing, and it's really great. I love it. It's a fun time. I highly recommend it.
Nice.
I've never seen it. Anyone else seen The Replacements?
I have not.
I have
The
not.
reviews are interesting. So
That's actually very interesting. Because I feel like everyone would know this.
No, I mean, I love Keanu Reeves, but his filmography is kind of spotty sometimes. So this is what I have not seen.
No, that's fair. That's very fair. That's very fair.
I see our friend Gene Hackman has come back though, so that's
multiple Gene. Keanu's got a couple sports movies. He's got Hardball, which is a baseball adjacent movie that he's in. That's at least 2.
I love it when you call me Big Pop. Sorry,
Nate. What are you doing in my DMs?
What?
What did you just send me? What is this?
I didn't send you anything.
Nate, you slide in
read it.
live?
Read it to the class.
He sent a Wikipedia link for Home Team 2022. Oh, okay.
Read the plot.
You guys have lost me.
It's a Kevin James movie.
It makes sense.
All right.
I'm curious if anyone else going to take the
He
football
plays
movie that I
Sean
was
Payton.
gonna pick, but
The Saints coach.
Ew.
Mike, you're up, Mike. I'm getting this thing back on track, and Mike's up. Mike, you haven't picked a doc yet either. You and Cliff are the ones without docs.
Oh yeah, because I'm not afraid of picking docs anymore.
Okay.
The doc's definitely gonna be my last pick. I'm cool with that.
I was worried you might pick Hoop Dream, so I had to get it out of the way.
I haven't seen Hoop Dreams, so that
Yeah,
that's
see,
so interesting.
until you said that, I was like, Mike might pick it. Let me get that out of the way.
It sounds like a Mike documentary though, so like I'm definitely gonna watch that this week. Oh gosh, Minion Nate is on the screen. I'm gonna take my baseball movie. I'm gonna take A League of Their Own. I love that movie. It's I don't know if it's the best baseball movie, but it's definitely my personal favorite baseball movie. Tom Hanks is phenomenal in this film. It's about, of course, women's baseball, and women's sports is something that I'm passionate about. We need more representation there. We need to support those leagues more. And this film is just so rewatchable. It's so entertaining. And my list, I'm looking at it, they're kind of heavy movies. Like going from Remember the Titans to I, Tonya to Creed will crush your soul after those 3 movies.
You went for a rough day.
Yeah, so A League of Their Own is a nice bit of levity to this list, and that takes baseball off the board for me. Was that the baseball movie you were worried about, Robert?
No. Here's the thing. I love A League of Their Own. Wasn't even on my list. This is how many baseball movies I have in my back pocket.
Wow.
I don't like the bookends of that movie. I don't like the saccharine, like old Gina Davis, where you see all the players like in their later years, like visiting the Hall of Fame and stuff. There's this like prologue and epilogue with that really pile on the schmaltz, and I think it hurts that film, honestly. But it's still a really fun, great movie. One of my daughter's favorite movies of all time. She has a Peaches t-shirt or hoodie, and yeah, it's a good pick.
Nice.
Great cast. Madonna, Rosie O'Donnell, Gina Davis, like even outside of Tom Hanks, like the team is just filled with
they're all
fun.
heavy hitters.
Yeah. Laurie
They're
Petty.
so great.
It's a fun movie. John Lovitz is in that movie. David Strathern's in that movie. Just a killer cast. I have like 6 baseball movies on my list that are better. At the end of this, I should just get to pick all my baseball movies that nobody picked.
You're on the clock for pick 4.
Yeah, I'm going to take. So this is the last one I kept talking about that I wanted. I think there's a good chance that no one was going to pick this at all in this draft. I'm probably the only one that's thinking it. But like when we did the action sequel draft, Mike, we said that part of the reason we wanted to do these podcasts was to pick movies that people haven't seen, to recommend movies that people haven't seen. That, you know, we would want to say, hey, this is a movie that means something to me, and if you like sports and if you like these actors or whatever, this is, you know, something you might be interested in. With all that said, I'm going to take Kevin Costner's Tin Cup, which is a 1996 American romantic comedy / sports film where Kevin Costner plays a driving range pro, just a sort of washed up golf bum who works a minimum wage job at a Texas driving range and spends all his evenings getting drunk and gambling with his buddies out in Texas. And he falls in love with Renee Russo, who plays like the new psychiatrist who's moved into town. And to win her heart, Kevin Costner decides that he is going to attempt to qualify and win the US Open. And it is it's a hangout movie. Tin Cup is a hangout movie where Costner's in a type of role he doesn't play a lot, where, you know, it's not like, you know, I think it's, you guys tell me, but I think a younger generation thinks of Kevin Costner as like the super serious, like Western guy, but he's just like a laid back bum in this movie. And he's delightful to spend time with. And it turns out he was like a world-class golfer in his college years, and he goes about trying to get his mojo back. And it's, oh my God, it's the best movie. I like Kevin Costner is in a lot of sports movies. He's in at least 2 great baseball movies, and the third one that a lot of people like. I expect to see Kevin Costner pop up on this draft again at some point, but Tin Cup is probably my favorite Kevin Costner sports movie. It also does this thing without spoiling it. I feel like all sports underdog movies have to have one of 2 endings. Like ending 1 is like he wins the championship or the team wins the championship. Like they're victorious. That's ending number 1. Or ending number 2 is like, well, he didn't win, or the team didn't win, or the player didn't win, but they learned a valuable life lesson along the way. So it was all in purpose of them becoming a better person. I won't spoil how, but Tin Cup manages to do both of those endings. It's able to pull off both of them in the same movie. And it's one of my favorite movies. So even if no one was going to pick it, I wanted to tell people today, if you like sports movies, if you like Kevin Costner, or if you like golf, go watch Tin Cup.
Interesting.
Nice. This is
I'm
one I
gonna
haven't
check it
seen,
out.
but yeah, that was a good sales pitch. I'm glad you picked good. Your last pick being The Karate Kid, probably being one of the most iconic movies in this draft, to an underrated gem that nobody here has seen. I think it's got me.
Mike, this is kind of what I did in the action movie draft too, and this is what some of us did. Like I picked the big bangers up front, and then you use your later picks to try to introduce some people to some things. And Tin Cup is just absolutely one of my favorite sports movies. I adore it.
Yeah, I like that. Didge, you're on the clock.
Yeah, so this one, much like Robert, you are with baseball films. You've seen a ton. Football is my favorite sport by far. So my football list was long. And I'm glad it was now because a good number of those were picked. But the one that I really wanted to pick, just because it's probably not the best out of all of them, but it's the one that I like the most. And that's Any Given Sunday. Ooh. So Any Given Sunday is definitely going to be my pick. If you haven't seen it, Al Pacino plays the head coach of, I can't remember what city in. They're the Sharks, though. I think they're Miami Sharks, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah. And they're essentially, they're down on their luck now. Loses the first 2 quarterbacks, and their third comes in. It's played by Jamie Foxx, Willie Beeman. And it's about the story of their season. And what I really love about this film is the speech that Al Pacino gives at the end, that halftime speech. I could probably, I won't say 100% say it verbatim, but I could get probably a solid 90-95%. That speech, it's something that when I watched it with my dad and my brother so much, but it's such a powerful speech. It's crazy. And I'm glad nobody picked this because, like I said, I know it's probably not the best football film, but this film means a lot to me, and I love this film so much.
Directed by Oliver Stone, who is a heavy hitter director, so it's good.
And shout out to Jamie Foxx's music video. My name is Willie Beeman.
Shout this movie has a great cast. It's got Nate's favorite actor, Dennis Quaid, in it, so that's cool.
Thanks.
This movie has Dennis Quaid and James
Who's
Woods.
Dennis
in it.
Quaid again?
So
Not James Wood. That's worse. At
I'm
least
just-
Mike didn't say him.
I'm just gonna leave it at that.
You're best friends with his son. Come on now.
I mean, I don't hate him. I'm friends with his son.
Quick question: Parent Trap or Yours, Mine's, and Ours?
I grew up more with yours, mine, and ours,
Okay.
actually. So I watched
Like,
Parent
Trap
Trap
is
a
better,
little
though.
bit. but Yours, mine, and ours. I always had a soft spot.
Mike, do you want to recap round 4? Or are we jumping straight to round 5?
We're just gonna jump straight into round 5.
Let's do it. That
Oh,
means that means Didge has another pick.
wait.
Nate keeps losing spot. It's the same
Does
thing that
Nate
happened
think
last
it's his,
time.
is,
It's
was
not
Nate?
deterred.
Wait a minute. Was Nate seriously about to argue that it was his pick again?
Yes, he was.
Nate, we will tell you when you pick.
Oh, hilarious! Hilarious.
How many margaritas did you have, Nate?
One.
One
I also
drink
just
Nate-
want to point out that last time we did this, I was the one who was asking, "Is it my turn? How many picks do I get?"
That was also your first draft, man. You did fine, all things considered. This draft,
the
doing
second.
great.
Nate, you get back-to-back picks, and then you got to wait a while. That's how it goes when you have one of those corner picks.
Okay.
No,
Didge pick 5.
Didge is on the clock again.
I'm picking Moneyball.
Now a baseball movie from my list finally got taken off.
I don't watch too many baseball movies. I'm not the biggest baseball fan, contrary to me saying I'm picking blue for the Brewers.
Hey, best team in baseball.
That is
represent.
true. That is true. So I really only had 3 on my list, and the other 2 haven't gotten picked yet. But I like Moneyball because of the drama around baseball more so than the baseball of itself.
Yeah. Moneyball was gonna be my number 1 baseball pick. I'm surprised it dropped to the 5th round.
I think
I'll
'cause
take it.
we're all saving it for Robert. I think.
I don't
I-
care what Robert picks. I pick what I want, and
I
I picked
mean,
to leave it
again,
alone just to add the levity on my list. But
I
yeah.
sketched down 6 baseball movies. 6 that we
Is
won't
the
even need 6.
Benchwarmers on that
Benchwarmers
list?
is not on here. Moneyball was the how many? That's only the second baseball. That's the third baseball movie taken. It was the first one I had on my list.
Mm.
It's fucking fantastic. I mean, Moneyball is incredible.
It's so good. I'm with Didge on the drama, the added layer of drama to this film ascends it out of just sports movie realm, where it's just like a really great drama that is also about sports. And so I dig that. We circled back to you, Robert.
Yeah, I'm thinking. Moneyball is another one of those movies that should be impossible. I mean, it's based on a book that's about statistics. Moneyball is based on a book about a guy who, a series of events that led to people looking at stats and changing the way that the game was played. And it's like, how's that going to be a movie? And it's amazing.
I will say Moneyball and the book it's based on could also be considered to have ruined sports because analytics took over sports from the release of that movie on.
Yeah.
And I find that so fascinating where it's just like every baseball game, every football game, every basketball game, we just have an analytics team now that's involved with the coaching staff. And I think it all does stem from this era of Moneyball, which I think is so fascinating.
Okay, so I'm not picking a baseball movie because I can absolutely pick a baseball movie in round 6 and be happy. And we're only doing 6 rounds. Is that the plan?
That's correct.
So this is going to be my last pick, not counting my baseball pick. So I need to make it count. And I could pick a boxing movie, but
There's a really good one that's still on this list.
Yeah,
that
I'm
Nate and I can't pick.
I could pick a boxing movie. I could pick a hockey movie. I could pick a running movie. I could pick a car racing movie.
Good. I still have so many. Like I haven't picked a basketball movie yet.
Space Jam: New Legacy,
There's
right
winter
there.
sports as well. Like there's plenty.
Oh,
out
yeah.
there.
I have 2 movies on my list from one of the 3 greatest directors of all time, and I feel like I should pick one of those.
Take it.
But there are 2 of them on this list.
Here's the thing that we can do since all of our lists, except for Cliff, I'm sorry, since we have so many picks left, We can just do another sports draft another day. So you can save those. We're gonna do honorable mentions today. We can just do another sports thing like mid-season or towards baseball World Series. It's fine, you know. There's so many great films left. That'll give Cliff time to flesh out his second list.
Dang.
He said he couldn't go past 6. I'm just being truthful. I would.
That's
You know
weird.
what?
I got a few more, but
I want to
Yeah.
go. I want to go a little left of center again. I like going left of center once we get late in these drafts and picking things that feel unique to me. So I'm going to pick a Martin Scorsese movie, but not the one that probably should be picked. I'm gonna pick the one that you wouldn't expect.
Jesus is
to
not a
pick.
sport, Robert.
But you know what? Billiards is. So I'm going to take The Color of Money.
It has balls in it. It's a sport.
Starring one.
Pause, Nate.
Did you say it had balls in it? I just want to make sure I heard that correctly.
No, you
'Cause I
did.
just registered.
You didn't have to repeat it, Cliff. Dang.
No, I had to repeat it because I didn't hear it. It came in one ear and went out the other. I was
Yes,
like,
The Color
wait.
of Money has balls. It has many, many balls. It also has Paul Newman and Tom Cruise. It's a pseudo sequel to The Hustler, which is a film from the 50s. And Martin Scorsese decided to make, I almost want to say a thematic sequel, but it's not a thematic sequel. It's an actual sequel because it's starring Paul Newman as Fast Eddie Felson again. And Tom Cruise plays a young, cocky pool player who this older, guy, they are professional pool players, but they're people who basically, what do you call it? They're going out to bars and, playing people for suckers and end up winning all their money. They're hustling them. That's the word. It's in the title of the first movie. They're basically pool hustlers, who go bar to bar, city to city, working people for money, and then ends up carrying over into sort of the professional pool, league or whatever. Anyway, the point of this matter is it's directed by living legend Martin Scorsese. It's one of his most underrated movies. It's an early Tom Cruise star performance, and it's fucking incredible. So that is my pick. I'm going to leave the other Martin Scorsese movie that should be drafted today out there for the moment. But
It should be drafted.
if you guys haven't
It's-
watched The Color of Money, do so.
Color Money is, I love a good old 80s Cruise movie. So
Yep.
this is a fun
It
one.
is. It's like right in that sweet spot when he was really becoming a movie star. It was like that and Rain Man and Top Guns around that time.
Risky
And
Business.
Risky Business is earlier.
And
I think.
This
Yeah.
is also,
80s. Color of Money is 86. Risky Business is 83. But yeah,
I like
Color-
this pick because it's also a very underrated Scorsese movie. Like,
Yes.
It is.
for the people who say, oh, Scorsese only does mob movies, it's like,
Right.
no.
Mm.
Watch
It's
this.
Mob
guys.
and Jesus movies.
That's exactly right.
Yes, Mob and Jesus movies. Not the same time, though. That needs to be his next film.
Yes.
So I feel good about The Color of Money. I got one pick left. I guess it's going to be a baseball movie. We'll see what's left.
Well, you're going to have a lot of baseball movies to pick from, it sounds like. I'm on the clock. This is hard because I only truly have one pick left because my last pick's going to be my documentary. And
yeah.
So, I'm gonna just end this draft without getting a basketball movie, even though basketball is my favorite sport. And
You
there's
can't
good
do that.
basketball movies.
You can't do that, Mike.
I am taking at number 5 King Richard. This is an
Wait.
Oscar-winning performance from Will Smith.
That's a good one.
It's about, of course, the Williams sisters and their impact on tennis and how you guys were talking about those coming of age type stories, those underdog stories, seeing where Venus and Serena start and how influential their father was on their career fits the bill so hard. And tennis is my second favorite sport. So basketball loses out as my third favorite sport. We had to make sure we got football and tennis in here.
And nothing of note happened at that Oscars, right? Is that right?
Just keep Jada's name out your mouth and you'll
Truly nothing else.
I was gonna mention because I love that pick. I forgot to add it on my list, but as soon as you said it, I was like, oh dang. I hate that the slap is so connected to that movie because that movie's phenomenal. And I feel like because it was released during the day and date of like COVID and everything, like I don't feel like, even though it was on streaming as well, I don't feel like that many people talked about it. And then even when they talk about that Oscars, because like the slap kind of overshadowed Will Smith's win, I thought he was great in that movie. I thought the two girls were great. I thought Anjanou Ellis was also just I think it's just it's like one of the best modern sports movies, I think. Biopics, easily.
For sure. And Will Smith, again, we joke because the Oscars went the way that they did, but like that is one of the best performances of an outstanding career for Will Smith.
Yeah. That's why I was shocked when Cliff earlier was like, I don't know any other tennis movies. I was like, oh, you are missing one very good one.
Oh yeah, I let that slide. You know, I had the poker face where I'm like,
Yeah.
Challengers ain't the best tennis movie on
That's
this
because I
list,
still
but-
haven't seen it.
Oh, okay. Well, fair. You should watch it. It's really good. It's I agree with Mike. It's for sure better than they're different films.
They're very different.
Very. One you can watch with your parents. The other one, maybe a kinky night with.
You can watch with your parents.
So.
It's okay.
Unfortunately, I went with Serena and Venus Williams as my GOAT pick, and instead of going with LeBron James and Space Jam: A New Legacy, I'm sorry, Nate, or Michael Jordan in Space Jam: The Original Legacy, I guess. Oh.
Great movie.
So yeah, my next and final pick when we circle back is going to be a doc. So that's cool. Cliff, you're on the clock. Your fifth pick.
Yeah, I mean, this is going to be my last movie before my documentary as well. So looking at my list, I actually do have a few more, but like, I'm not going to do Jaden Smith or Bow Wow like that. So we skipping that. I won't do my.
I don't even know what film. Oh my god, I know what film you're talking about. I would have challenged off of the strength. No, I would have challenged.
What?
It would have counted. You
I
just
know.
don't like it, but it would have counted.
It counts.
For sure.
But yeah, I'm gonna go a little bit serious. But to bring it back, I'm gonna pick a movie that was directed by Thomas Carter, who also directed this movie called Save the Last Dance. But he directed a movie that I'm picking called Coach Carter. It's a phenomenal movie. I love it. Starring Samuel L. Jackson, Ricky Gonzalez, Rob Brown, Channing Tatum, Ashanti. I don't know why, but this movie just means a lot to me. For those who don't know, it's a movie about Richmond, California, basketball team who are underdogs, and Samuel L. Jackson's character comes in as a coach, and he pretty much takes them from being terrible to almost winning a state championship and whatnot. And it's just a beautiful movie. And the line that Ricky Gonzalez has in that movie of what does he say? It's like, our biggest fear isn't that we are inadequate. Our biggest fear is that we are stronger beyond imagination, or something like that, and all that. Like, it's a quote that stuck with me to this day. And literally every time I get stressed or anxious or whatever, I feel like I don't know what to do in life, I just think about that quote in that movie and just like, yeah, it's okay. Just breathe, take a moment. Obstacles come, but hey, you can figure it out. And yeah, it's just a great movie, and a bunch of stars from our generation, minus Robert, obviously, who are now like in their like late 30s, early 40s, slowly becoming like the next like OG, or I forgot the exact terminology I want to use, but they're becoming like the old guard of cinema now, so yeah, great movie, Coach Carter. I love it.
Fun fact about Coach Carter. So obviously in the movie, it's like a rags to riches story. Like, the team was trash. Every single one of that team was undefeated. Their freshman team, their varsity team, and their junior varsity team. He really did lock them out of the gym, but the community was mad because they're like, yo, our boys are winning. What are you doing?
That's so interesting, man. Coach Carter's a phenomenal
It's
movie.
a great movie.
It's probably the number 2 basketball movie in the draft. So Didge taking White Man Can't Jump and then Coach Carter, that fits. That makes total sense.
Unless I picked like Mike, then it would have been number 30.
No.
Yes.
Wouldn't have.
Mike loves that movie.
Okay. Nate, you got to close us out. You got your last 2 picks.
Okay. I am shocked this movie made it this long, but it does go to credit for the sport. This is a movie I did not watch until recently, like a year ago exactly. It's a movie from Phil Olgan Robinson, And Robert mentioned this actor who's the star of it with Kevin Costner,
Damn straight.
and it is Field of Dreams. This movie is, to me, it's hard between this and Moneyball, but I kind of think I prefer Field of Dreams. It's a very spiritual kind of movie, which you wouldn't really fully expect. Like, you hear the plot. John Mulaney had something at the Oscars that was actually kind of funny, and I'm not like the biggest Mulaney fan, but about his bit about the concept of Field of Dreams is kind of wild. It's about a man who starts hearing voices in the cornfield outside his farmhouse of dead baseball players, and he constructs a baseball field where the ghosts of these baseball players play. There's a lot more to it than that, but I mean, I just think this movie's very, like, it's an emotional movie. It's just really well acted. I think James Earl Jones, this is his best, like, we know him for his voice. I wouldn't, like, not counting Darth Vader or Mufasa, this is probably my favorite James Earl Jones performance. We also have Aunt Gladys herself, Amy Madigan, in this movie as Kevin Costner's wife. But yeah, I kind of had to pick Field of Dreams. I mean, it was right there. And my other baseball movie that I was going to pick, and I'm curious if Robert is going to pick it, I feel like would have been challenged. So, Field of Dreams.
I'm not picking any baseball movies that would be challenged. Field of Dreams is one of the greatest movies of all time.
Yes.
I mean, Field of Dreams was definitely on my list. And if we weren't, I mean, part of this game is trying to, like I said, a lot of us were waiting on baseball movies because there are a lot of good ones to go around. If we didn't have those constraints on the draft and we were just picking the best movies and you could have as many of any sport as you wanted, Field of Dreams makes a case for being the number one overall pick, honestly.
Yeah. I think it does.
For sure.
I'm shocked nobody like snatched it right away just because of how much of an impact that movie has.
I think if it got back to me in round 6 with no one picking a baseball movie, I think that's the one I would have taken. So,
yeah.
Well
and I
done,
was
Nate.
very, very curious. And I'm like, oh. But you said you had a lot. And I'm like, you know what?
I still have 4.
I gotta fight for myself, and I gotta fight for the movies I love. Not just a movie I find just decent or really good. I want to fight for a movie I find awesome and a masterpiece. And Field of Dreams is that.
Okay, so that was your 5th round pick. Is that correct, or did I miss?
That's my 5th round.
That's his 5th pick. His last.
Now
pick.
you have a 6th round pick. Now you have a final pick, Nate.
Okay.
Let me take you back to what you've picked. You have boxing, you have documentary, you have wrestling, you have football, and you have baseball. That's what you've taken.
Yes. I am going to pick. I've done a lot of like emotional movies so far. So I wrote down a list of comedies. No, Mike, it is not Happy Gilmore 2.
I wasn't gonna think that. I'm like, it's either Happy Gilmore or it's High School Musical.
No.
Or is it The Longest Yard?
No. Okay,
I love how
If
we're in
you
the
guys
last round, so we're just
challenge this-
naming movies because we don't care.
if you guys challenge this, I have backup.
I challenge.
There's a
What is it?
movie called Hot Rod that I watched early this year with
Go
Let me
on,
let you.
make your
Let's
case.
let you finish first before,
Yeah.
because the hot rod I'm thinking of.
it's with Andy Samberg.
Yeah, it's
And it's extreme sports, but I don't think I want to count it because I kept second guessing myself even when I saw it. I brought up the IMDb sport thing. So actually, I'm picking Dodgeball.
That's the better pick here. It's a sports
That's for
draft.
sure.
Dodgeball feels like a sports movie. It is so. I didn't watch this movie until COVID, actually. And I was shocked just by how much I was laughing at this movie. I think this might be my favorite Ben Stiller role that he's done. I think he's absolutely hysterical as the villain. I remember seeing the posters for this movie at the theater the summer it came out because I don't think I wasn't allowed to see it at that time. I was still pretty young. And I was just like, why does it say based on a true story? And I always found that part that just
It's
lie on
a
the
true
poster.
underdog story.
Okay, it says a true underdog. I thought it said based on a true story somewhere.
No, that's how they get you. That's what makes it so funny.
I know, but I think this movie's great. I think the cast is great. I know Chuck Norris isn't a great person now, but like I feel like that movie kind of birthed the Chuck Norris memes of him just popping up at the end of the judges table. It created a whole channel on ESPN. ESPN
The
The Ocho.
The Ocho.
That's real now because of Dodgeball.
I like Alan Tudyk in that movie, Steve the Pirate, right?
Mhm.
Oh yeah.
And Gary Cole and Jason Bateman are the announcers. Gary Cole's really
Yes.
funny in that movie.
But I
came in assuming that was going to be picked today.
I had to pick a comedy. All the other movies I picked were like tearjerkers or something, a little bit more psychological. And I need something to lighten up the festival. And I think Dodgeball is kind of there. And Hot Rod, I kind of count tightrope walking, all of that, like extreme sports. No, I kind of want to pick something that's.
I will
truly
say Nate's got Rocky the wrestler, Rudy, Field of Dreams. Nate is probably there's a lot of people crying watching Nate's list of movies.
Yeah.
Nate's list is earning the most tears, I think.
And then Underdog just comes in. Dodgeball just comes in. It's just like you're crying for a whole different reason now.
Yeah.
I've been helping Mike keep track of the names of all the movies taken, and then I'm also writing down the sport to keep track of how many. And that's the first one where it's dodgeball. It's the same thing.
I know. I put
That's
that
nice.
a great thing. I think that's personally one of Vince Vaughn's best movies. I
It's
kind of
actually
was the
great.
era where he made a movie like every year. Like I felt like that's when cinema was truly happy.
Yeah. I love that. I love Wedding Crashers as well, but it's hard to say.
Come on, guys. Swingers is Vince Vaughn's best movie. Come on.
I haven't seen that one
I
actually.
haven't seen it yet.
Oh my God, guys.
I will. I want to.
I love
Cliff.
the Google movie.
We're up to Cliff's
Yeah.
final pick.
Last pick for you,
So-
Cliff.
This movie, it's a documentary. It's on Tubi, so I just found it. It came out in 2005. It's called Murder Ball. It is an American documentary film about athletes who are physically disabled who play wheelchair rugby. It centers on the rivalry between the Canadian and American teams leading up to the 2004 Paralympic Games. So I plan on watching it. That's my documentary movie.
I plan on watching it.
Cliff is. See, this is why I had to pick the King of Kong first overall, because I didn't want to get stuck picking a doc I had never seen.
I don't mind you picking a doc you haven't seen. That's just funny. That's just a little funny.
Yeah, it got best documentary at Sundance, so it's
Those hacks at Sundance don't know anything.
Cliff,
I'm
you were
joking.
doing
Invite
so
me back,
well.
Sundance.
Cliff, you were doing so well with this whole draft, and then you picked a movie you haven't seen at the end of it.
That's because I have no
that's
sports
amazing.
documentaries to think of. Like I don't
I mean,
watch
I feel
sports
ya.
documentaries at all.
I don't either. I feel
Wait.
you. I had to pick a movie about guys playing Donkey Kong. So
DK.
And this is available, so like I can watch it tonight and be like, "Oh, okay."
Okay,
I
you
watched it.
should.
Like,
okay, so
Well,
then maybe
I
by
got
the
something new.
time this gets published across the Chatter After channels, you will have seen it.
oh, that'd be funny if
Yeah,
you
I'll
come
send it
into
to
the
my
comments
watch
like
list.
actually scratch this.
And Cliff will be like, "This movie sucks. Why did I take this?"
I need Cliff to record like a 30-second short just to give the fans an update on if he likes this random ass. So that puts me on the clock for my last pick, I guess. Mine's has to be a documentary, and I'm cool with that. My documentary is gonna be this sports doc called Be Water. It's a Bruce Lee documentary. It's on Disney Plus, so it's another one you guys can go watch right now. It's the life of Bruce Lee. That's really all I have to say. It's a phenomenal production. It's produced by the 30 for 30 team. Robert, it's an hour 44 minutes, so it's a proper movie.
That's not
It's-
my question. My question is martial arts a sport if there's not a competitive aspect involved?
You're fighting a person.
Was Bruce
Yeah.
Lee fighting people though, or was he play acting fighting?
He becomes
No,
an
he also-
actor, but he was
he
a
also-
martial artist.
yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, he
I get
becomes
where
an
Robert's
actor.
coming from, though. Yeah,
Oh,
get
yeah,
where
I
Robert's coming
understand.
from, though. Like if there's actual, so I get it. 'Cause
If we
I
allowed
had, like, never backed
wrestling,
down
Robert,
here.
actual martial arts
Listen,
counts.
I took Karate Kid. I took a martial arts film. I'm just saying there's a competitive aspect of that movie. I don't know about Be Water, but okay.
I will say, at the very least, it also is a part of literally ESPN's 30 for 30 series. So,
I mean, if you guys want to vote against it, I've got other ones on here.
oh no, I'm saying that's why, that's
Yeah.
concrete. Like ESPN's not making non-sports documentaries.
This
No.
movie also features Nate's favorite Chuck Norris and the GOAT Muhammad Ali.
You know,
I'm not going to vote against.
Chuck
no,
Norris,
we
Dennis
keep
Quaid,
voting
like,
against
they got
Mike
him
until
worked
he
out.
has to pick the making of Space Jam 2: A New Legacy.
Oh,
I already have a Michael B. Jordan movie on my list. I don't need another.
He's in it for 2 seconds.
No, but Be Water. It rounds out my draft because we accidentally stumbled into a theme here of me picking actors and stories that were very important to me and influential in my life. You know, Denzel's here. Ryan Coogler's my favorite filmmaker. Tom Hanks is one of my favorite actors ever. So is Will Smith. Margot Robbie's probably my favorite actress currently. And Bruce Lee is one of my favorite athletes of all time, if you want to count martial arts as a sport. So not being able to get a Bruce Lee movie in our action sequels last video, I'm glad I got him in a sports doc. So that rounds out my list. Robert, you're on the clock for your last pick.
I get to pick my baseball movie. Do you guys want to hear what's left on my baseball list?
Go for it.
I have Bull Durham, Major League, The Natural, and The Bad News Bears. Those are the 4 that are left. Moneyball and Field of Dreams were also on this list. They were both picked.
That's interesting.
If they were
I still
all-
have baseball movies, and those aren't on my list.
If they were all available, I would have picked Field of Dreams. And I think Moneyball was an excellent pick. So I'm going to take one of these. It's not
funny,
gonna,
I nearly picked one of those.
it's not going to be the Bad News Bears.
That would have been that was my second baseball pick.
I mean,
actually.
the Bad News, it was on my list. It's tremendous.
It's awesome.
It's not going to be The Natural either. I got to decide between Bull Durham and Major League. Bull Durham is probably the better movie, but I already have a Kevin Costner sports movie. Then again, Kevin Costner should probably be on this draft like 6 times. Yeah. But I mean, Major League is like a personal fave. Like, who doesn't love Major League? Have you guys seen Major League?
of the 4 that you
No.
named, that was the only other one that I saw.
I mean, Major League is maybe the best sports comedy of all time. Fuck it. I'm just going to go Major League.
Wow.
Major League.
So, you guys, let me tell you about Major League. It was the first R-rated movie I ever saw in the theater. My parents took me when I was like 14 or 15 years old. And it's about a lovable ragtag bunch of castaways who all get put on the Cleveland Indians, Guardians now, Indians then, because the owner wants to tank the team to move to Florida. So we end up with Charlie Sheen and Wesley Snipes and Tom Berenger and Corbin Burnson and Dennis Haysbert and all these actors playing a colorful bunch of wannabe baseball players who get shoved onto this. Not wannabe baseball players. There are baseball players. They're just discarded ones. They're ones who are, has-beens or never will be's. And it turns out, like in any great sports movie, when you put them all together, magic happens. And the 1989 Cleveland Indians go on a bit of a miracle run. The movie is fucking hilarious. It is hilarious. Actually, Rene Russo's in it. So I now have 2 Rene Russo movies I drafted today. That's wild. We watch Major League in my house like all the time. It's always on. Like my baseball loving daughter loves it. And it's just, we pretty much, I have like the 4K Steelbook, and every year as we get excited, opening day of baseball is coming. We watch Major League because it's just the best.
Adding it to my watch list. I'll probably watch it this week.
I can't believe you guys haven't seen Major League.
Oh no, I have. I was thinking of the fourth. That's the only one that I haven't.
Okay, Didge has seen it. Well, vouch for me, Didge. Great movie, right?
It's a great movie. It's so funny. I thought we all had saw it. I'm sorry, but it is super funny. And so if you haven't seen it, yeah, Nate, it should definitely be on your list to watch this week.
It's also like R-rated, which is something we miss these days. Like you don't get a lot of like mass appeal, broad R-rated comedies anymore. They're all PG-13. But I mean, this movie, we get F-bombs and R-rated jokes, and like it's kind of like Body, but it's delightful.
Nice. Excellent choice. You had a lot of options there, Mr. Baseball. So going with Major League is high praise.
Man, someone should pick Bull Durham. Someone should have taken Bull Durham. I need to be on this list, but yeah.
Like I said, we can always do a part 2
Mm-hmm.
another day. But for now, Didge, Mr. Irrelevant, what's your last pick?
I've said that this movie is Mr. Irrelevant. I'm picking Cool Runnings.
Oh, that was on my list. Feel the rhythm, feel the rhyme.
I love this movie. If you don't know about Cool Runnings, it's the story of the 1988 Jamaican bobsled team and their attempts at making the Olympics despite never seeing snow, which is such an interesting story. Which it makes sense, obviously, because they're the Jamaican bobsled team. But it's such a fun movie. I've seen it so many times, and it's interesting. One of the times I watched it, my brother was telling me that it was originally envisioned as a drama, and due to the fact that obviously some actors dropped out and whatnot, it got reconstituted as a comedy. And ever since, I'm like, I don't know if I could have seen this as a drama. So I'm glad it didn't get made that way.
Yeah, it's phenomenal. I love Cool Runnings. That was on my list as well. It's so much fun. It's so much fun. I love rewatching that movie. I probably watch it. I don't rewatch movies, but I probably watch that one like every couple of years.
Yeah.
I will say,
I watched it this morning.
Cliff, how many sports movies did you watch today?
Yo, listen, it's Labor Day, okay? I woke up at like 7 in the morning. I watched 3 specifically: Cool Runnings, The Sandlot, and Remember the Titans. But
those are 3 good ones.
I will say, there's a movie that I wouldn't say it's one of the best sports movies, but it's a movie I really love and I think is underappreciated. I could have put it on, but it takes place during the same Winter Olympics as Cool Runnings. Have you heard of Eddie the Eagle?
That's also on my list. It was on here. Yeah.
It's with Taron Egerton and Hugh Jackman, and he's an Olympic ski jumper. He is like, his dream is to be an Olympian. He kind of fails at every sport. He's not particularly good at Olympic ski jumping either, but he gets in. Hugh Jackman is kind of like his coach. It's really good. It's kind of like a feel good.
It's a phenomenal movie that if this draft went on, that probably would have been like pick 7, 8 for me.
Yeah.
It's on my list.
It's a tearjerker, but it's like a comedy, like a good tearjerker.
Yep. Guys, that ends this sports movie draft. We are going to pull up the doc here. Let me hit share screen. There we go. So, Didge, you finished your draft. You picked one. You also picked last. Take us through it.
So I envisioned this on how I would want you to, go through the day at this film festival. You start off, like I said, talking about sports and politics, like I talked about earlier.
Yeah.
Then, just because that's heavy, get a little light. That's when you watch White Men Can't Jump. Gonna have you learn something midway through the day. That's like the midday. You're already 2 films in, so you're kind of like, I just want to sit back and relax. And a documentary, you can just sort of learn and absorb. Any Given Sunday, it's the afternoon, pump you back up. Moneyball is also, drama. So it's late night drama. Not late night, but like dinner time drama.
This is like your prime time slot. This is like your 7 o'clock, right?
Yeah. That was what I did with Any Given Sunday and Moneyball. Like those are the prime time. Like those are the times where most people are probably there. And then Cool Runnings just to end the night out on a high note. Just a very light high note.
I love finishing off with Moneyball going straight into Cool Runnings. It's actually really fun. That's a crazy double
Yeah.
feature there. Dave.
After
It's
that
awesome.
drama, you need something light.
For sure. It's uplifting too. It's great.
Right.
All right, Robert.
I feel good about this. Again, I took King of Kong first, strictly for the reason. I mean, literally, since we were required to pick a sports doc, the only other sports doc on this list I've ever even heard of is Hoop Dreams, and I've never seen that one. So I just felt like I had to get one out of the way early that I greatly enjoyed, and I'm glad you guys let me count it as a sports movie. Hoosiers and the Karate Kid they're both, I mean, these are all-time classic sports movies. They're both 1980s, so I realize those predate a younger audience a little bit, I guess. Although the Karate Kid has definitely endured. I think even kids today know the Karate Kid.
We just had a Karate Kid movie this year.
Yeah. If they don't know Hoosiers, shame on them. If you like basketball, if you're interested in the career of Gene Hackman, go watch Hoosiers. Tin Cup is a personal fave. Field of Dreams is the better known sports movie. Bull Durham is the better known sports movie. I think For the Love of the Game is probably a better known Kevin Costner sports movie, but Tin Cup is my personal favorite Kevin Costner sports movie. So there's no way I was letting that go. Color of Money is probably the best directed movie on this chart. I guess Challengers could maybe give it a run of its money. But I mean, Color of Money is a fucking capital M movie. I mean, again, as Mike, you and I were talking about yesterday, maybe Martin Scorsese's most underrated film.
Oh yeah.
Just you would think. I mean, how exciting can pool be? How exciting can billiards be? Go watch this movie. Like the stuff that Scorsese and the DP do with the camera is just incredible. And then I left my baseball movie for last, which was the plan all along, because again, I kept a running list. Baseball was the only sport where all five of us took a movie from it, I believe. I was trying to keep count. Did anybody not take a baseball movie? Because I don't think so. I think we all did. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, we did.
Everybody. It's the only sport everybody took a movie from. Football was second at 4, but I did not take a football movie, so that kept it being from unanimous.
The Blind Side was right there, Robert. Dang.
No. I kind of wanted a comedy. Like the Karate Kid's funny, but it's not a comedy. The Tin Cup is funny, but it's not a comedy. There's a long history of funny sports movies, and there are some other ones on here like Dodgeball, and Major League is one of the funniest sports movies ever made, while still being a classic underdog tale. So not the best baseball movie, but I'm happy to have it on my list.
Nice.
And if you just want to write Bull Durham under it so that I can have both of them, that would be okay too.
To be continued.
Yeah.
I think a fun caveat, if we were to come back and do a part 2 on sports movies, is that all of these are no longer available. And I have to pick from what's left. That'll be the challenge. Might be a smaller draft. Might be 5 instead of 6 picks, but
I'm gonna have to watch the baseball movies. Most of the ones I've seen are already picked. So
yeah. For me, again, Remember the Titans, the quintessential football movie. It's one of Denzel's best. I would argue is probably one of the best directed as well on this list, though I wouldn't put it against a Scorsese film ever, of course, obviously. But it's a phenomenal watch. Creed, it's just Rocky 1 on steroids, in my opinion, where it's just nonstop hitting you in the feels and also having really solid direction as well. One thing I appreciate about Creed, especially as Creed goes on in the series too, is that you feel those punches, man. Like I love a sports movie where the sport is the center and you feel like you're in that sport, I really enjoy that. I think Creed plants the seeds of that, comes to a head in Creed 3, but Creed, solid movie. League of Their Own. I needed to lighten the mood on my list. A League of Their Own is one of the best ways to do that. It keeps the theme of having like legendary actors on screen. And it doesn't skew too hard into the comedy aspect, but it's still a fun time. King Richard, again, phenomenal. Love it. Will Smith is a powerhouse in that film. And of course, Be Water is a doc I want all of you guys to go watch. It's like great. 90 minutes. It's on Disney Plus. You have no excuse. Cliff, you're up next to talk about your set.
I think I did pretty decent. Challengers, I feel like, obviously we talked about it enough, but really phenomenal movie. So I figured that's a good way to start it off. Looking back, it probably should have been my 7 o'clock prime time movie, but hey, we're here. Bring it on. I can't think of any other I can't think of another cheerleading movie. Bring it on, All or Nothing, but that wouldn't have counted. But yeah, I really love that movie. I think it's just a really fun comedy. The Sandlot, it was either going to be this or Little Giants. I wanted to pick a movie from my childhood that I really liked, and it took me too long to like figure out which one I wanted. But went with Sandlot, and then Replacements, another like B movie of sorts that's just really fun about underdogs. Starring Keanu Reeves, also stars Orlando Jones. Since I couldn't pick Drumline, I had to find a movie with him in it as well because I just love this man in any like sports and other related thing and whatnot.
I love the reasoning there.
That's funny.
He also plays a character named Clifford Franklin, and any characters that have my name, I will support 24/7. Also, Coach Carter, phenomenal movie. I don't think there's much that needs to be said there. Now, Murderball, if you didn't know it was a documentary, sounds like an insane movie. If we didn't pick documentaries, I feel like I would have picked the remake of Rollerball, which kind of fits in terms of name. But yeah, Murderball, it's a random hit in this marathon. At least you get to learn something you didn't know existed before. So now I might get more people interested in Paralympics in the future as well. So,
we can't verify if it's worth watching, but good luck to you guys.
That's why I started laughing, because I'm like,
we can't verify it's worth watching, but hey, at least we know we learned something. It's something that we did not happen.
You may not like it, but you'll learn.
The title alone is worth a click.
yes.
I'd like to point out, I have a couple things to point out. Okay, so no hockey movies taken. I had a couple I was thinking about.
Yeah, me too.
But hockey did. I mean, there are two I could pick right now, but hockey
Tooth
didn't make
Fairy.
the list. Tooth Fairy was not
Nate,
one of them.
stop it. Game plan, fine. Tooth Fairy, no.
No, like
Oh, is that the Rock movie?
Yeah.
Yes.
unless you count Cool Runnings. There are no racing movies on here. Is that correct? Either car nor foot racing.
That's correct. And I have a whole section on my board dedicated to car racing movies.
I have two racing movies on my list, one by feet and one by wheels, and ended up picking neither of them. But I'm shocked that no racing movies ended up on here.
One by feet, one by wheels.
One by feet, one by wheels.
Yeah.
Two different kinds of racing, Mike.
Yeah.
I love it. It's just funny. I love it.
After I go through mine.
Yeah, Nate, go through yours, and then we can continue.
I wanted to do honorable mentions because I want to know what Robert's too.
No honorable mentions. We're saving it for part 2. Don't spoil your future list.
Fine. Okay.
Take us through yours, though. What's happening in
So,
Nate's sports?
starting out with Rocky, the early morning show. You want to get jazzed up for the day. Maybe a little tears. Maybe you go for a little jog in your gray sweatshirt up the art museum steps as well with the man with the Italian stallion. Next, we have Man on Wire. Some of you say that's not a sport. I say it is, and it's an extreme sport. I think it's very invigorating. I think it's one of the greatest documentaries ever made, and it is a sport. Next up is Darren Aronofsky's The Wrestler. I would actually say, and again, I'm not an Aronofsky fan. I think this is also one of the better directed films on this list. I think it's a very mature film, I think, from Aronofsky. I think he's somebody who before I thought was just kind of very he likes to play around in things and think he's super deep, but it kind of sounds like a Reddit moderator. Half the time. If you get what I'm saying with I think especially in movies like Noah and Mother, with how he deals with theology, I think it's just very two-dimensional. But I think The Wrestler it shows what he does best, and I think Mickey Rourke is just undeniable in this movie. He is just unreal. Next up, I have Rudy. I Have to Rep Indiana, and just another good underdog story, a good movie to kind of have in the middle of the day. But our primetime slot does have to go to Field of Dreams, which, Robert, I would agree. I think definitely top 5, the best sports movies of all time. I think this is the movie most people would probably want to see on the big screen. And then for a midnight movie, I think Dodgeball is a good choice. Just a really funny. I think Vince Vaughn and Ben Stiller, Justin Long. I keep forgetting he's in that movie as well. Kind of had a Justin Long summer during COVID, actually, because I kept watching like his old movies. But God, I love that movie. Also Ben Stiller at the end credits. It's kind of me after like Taco Bell. So
Kind of fell off the rails there at the end, but cool. No.
I wanted to ask one thing though. And
Shoot.
Robert, you might be the only one who's seen this, but I just don't know if it would count because you didn't list it as a baseball movie, and I know you've seen it. Does Everybody Want Some counts as a sports movie or not?
I count it.
Oh man, that's a tough one. Who said I count it?
I did.
Oh,
Mike.
I'm inclined to say no, just because they're all baseball players, but the act of playing baseball is such a tiny part of the movie. Like you see one of their practices, I think. Like I realize it's the baseball house and we're in the baseball, it's like half fraternity, half dormitory. So it's about a team, but it's not like they could be anything. It could be, you know what I mean? It could be
just a regular
the
frat.
newspaper staff or a fraternity, or I mean, the fact that they're all baseball players is almost besides the point. So I don't think I would.
The other one, and I think all of you guys have seen this movie, would Jerry Maguire count?
Yes.
Yeah, I would think so.
Okay, I'm shocked nobody picked that because it was between that and Rudy, and I'm like, I could either rep Cruise because I snubbed him for action movie sequels.
How did you not get a Tom Cruise in your action draft? There were so many left.
I know, but it was because I had to diversify my lineup a little bit. Had to give it a theme.
We had
and
here's the breakdown, guys. We had 5 baseball movies and 5 documentaries because we were required to each have a doc. 4 football movies. So maybe that's why Jerry Maguire doesn't get picked, because I wasn't picking a football movie and you guys all decided to take other ones. 3 basketball, 2 boxing, 2 martial arts. And then 2 tennis, 1 wrestling, skating, billiards, golf, cheer, soccer, a lot of one-offs. Dodgeball, bobsled.
No one picked also the best Martin Scorsese sports movie. The one you were alluding to that you're saying you hoped somebody picked.
Yeah, let's just say it. It's ridiculous Raging Bull didn't get picked during the
I thought about it.
It's ridiculous.
I definitely thought about it in my last pick, but I was like, I like Cool Runnings.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean,
it's okay. It's okay.
It's a phenomenal movie. I'd argue it's probably the best boxing movie. I like Creed better. That's just where it came down to.
I mean,
I like Creed better.
Is Raging Bull a better movie than Major League? Of course it is. But I already had a Martin Scorsese movie. I didn't really want to have 2, and I wanted to lighten up a little bit. I mean,
yeah. I mean, that's why I took.
Listen, on my draft,
and not Moneyball,
on my draft board, I had 5 boxing movies: Rocky, Rocky 3, Rocky 4, Creed, and Raging Bull.
I love how we all ignored the fact that I said no honorable mentions. We're just spilling the beans.
I don't think I'm spoiling anybody.
I think
Like
we just
Rocky
put 'em all
3 is out there. But I chose not to pick a boxing movie.
Yeah.
No, that's
Yeah,
fair,
that's-
'cause,
that-
I think. Go for it, Mike.
No, go Cliff.
Oh,
You're good.
yeah, I was saying, I think that's fair because I think we all were just like, oh, we actually had a lot more than I think we all genuinely thought. Like outside of Robert's like baseball movies, because that's like I can't even think of that many baseball movies. Like I was done after like 2, right? But like I'm surprised we didn't pick like any like the Mighty Ducks, the Air Buds, all of those things. I'm just like, oh, I actually know a lot more movies than I thought.
Actually,
if somebody picked Air Bud, I would have laughed so hard.
I almost did this as a shit post. If all of my baseball picks were taken, I almost picked. And I haven't seen this movie since I was probably like 4. But
Space Jam: A New Legacy. We know.
No, Air Bud, the baseball one, because he plays for the Angels in that one, and there's a raccoon on the poster.
Oh,
So-
wow.
I also just think because these are sports movies, like obviously we're all movie fans, but also the sports fan element comes into this. Digi and I not being huge baseball guys is why we didn't have a bunch of baseball movies on our list.
Yeah.
And then Robert did. And then him not having a football movie at all
Right.
completely changes the board. I just find that fascinating because I will say, Robert said this earlier in the show, Remember the Titans is definitely a number one pick, but you not being a football guy,
Yeah.
he's like,
Yeah.
oh yeah, that's not even on the board. It's like,
I know Denzel's in it, and people obviously we all love Denzel, but like I it's probably just the circle I keep, but I never hear people talk about Remember the Titans.
yeah, like this is a movie that I hear about probably at least like 3 times a month for the last 20 years. But I just think that's what makes sports great, right? Like there's something here for everybody. Like looking at everybody's list, they're all phenomenal. I do want to go around before we wrap up this show. We put on the Sports Film Festival, right? You can't pick your own. Which one would you attend?
You're asking each of us?
Yeah. I want to know what you guys like. Which one of these would you go to? Pick your favorite. You
I'm
can't
going
pick yours,
to-
obviously.
Yeah, fair. It's probably yours, strictly, and funny enough that Robert was saying that he doesn't think that Remember the Titans isn't a number one pick. Remember the Titans is carrying a lot. I immediately, like when I saw that on your list, I was like, yeah, I'm probably just gonna go to that because I want to watch Remember the Titans.
Yeah. That being my number one pick, I'm like, oh, I did not think this was going to be here at 3, but we're going to
Fair.
snag it. Cliff, what about you, man?
See, I want to go with Nate's just for dodgeball, but
Thank you.
I'm have to go with Dij because again, he stole White Man Can't Jump and Cool Runnings is right there. Like that's a double feature right there. I need to see. So yeah, I think I'm gonna go with Dij. I gotta support Wesley Snipes.
Always trying to ice skate uphill, man. Robert, what about you?
I'd go Nate. Nate has 3 legitimate masterpieces on his list: Rocky, The Wrestler, and Field of Dreams. So, like, if I'm going to a Nate Film Fest and I get to see those 3 movies on a big screen, I don't think no one else here has 3 masterpieces. So,
Wow.
Thank you.
I would
Challenge.
disagree.
That was
challenge
that,
that.
right?
Unlimited challenges. Unlimited challenges.
Nate, what about you, man?
This is tough because it's like and I'm not just saying this because he just picked mine, but I do kind of want to go Roberts because shocker, I haven't seen The Color of Money, but I also want to pick movies that I haven't seen on the big screen before. I've seen Challengers on the big screen. I saw I, Tonya and Creed and King Richard multiple times on the big screen. I've seen Moneyball on the big screen. I haven't seen any of those movies on the big screen. And then there's movies like Major League and King of Kong and obviously Color of Money that I really desperately want to see. And then Karate Kid and Hoosiers on the big screen, or Hoosiers that's not in a middle school or high school auditorium. I kind of got to go with Roberts just because of that. But I mean, I think all of these lineups are like exceptional.
I love the idea that just in Indiana, there's always like a random 3rd grade class where Hoosiers is playing on like a 13-inch color TV in the corner of the classroom somewhere every day, all the time.
It's a thing. I had a guidance counselor in my freshman year. He was like the freshman guidance counselor. You each had like a 4th had one, and then mine. He had like memorabilia for Hoosiers all over his office from the movie. Not just IU, just Hoosiers the movie. It was pretty sick. He had like a signed something from like Gene Hackman as well. I was impressed.
Wow. Nice. I'm going to Cliff's personally. I saw Challengers on Twitter, so seeing that on the big screen would be amazing. You guys remember when that leaked and it was just, like, on Twitter for like a day?
The whole movie?
The entire movie.
But why did you make the choice to do that?
Yeah,
bro?
not the ideal way
That's
to
my
watch
thing.
Challengers.
That's the first time I
Hey,
saw
look,
it,
man,
too.
it was free. It was there. I'm like, okay, screw it.
That
we
was
ball.
that was how I saw it too. It might have been. We might have
It
saw
might
it
have
at
been
the
the same
time.
day.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. It was definitely probably the Discord server at one point.
On
So
Zendaya's birthday. That's crazy.
I'm sorry, Z, but
I've seen it
it's
properly
okay.
since then, but
Challengers and Bring It On is it's great. Like this list is unorthodox, I will say, but they're all great movies. Seeing Coach Carter on the big screen would just be a fun experience. Yeah, like not counting my own because I really like my list.
yeah.
I think Cliffs would be the most intriguing. Like, so here in Wisconsin, there's a lot of older films that get re-released. So I have seen movies like Rocky and The Karate Kid for $5 at the local theater, and so if we were to have a film festival, Cliffs definitely be the one I think would intrigue me the most. I might
will
leave
say-
halfway through Murder Ball though, because I don't know what's going on there, but everything else,
That was the other thing that tipped yours over Cliffs, because I'm like, what if Murder Ball just sucked? Like, we don't know. He don't even know.
But again, imagine you go to that like screen, you're just like, okay, yeah, okay. I've heard all these movies. Murder Ball, that sounds insane. That sounds extreme.
Yeah.
And it's just a documentary.
Yeah, you're not gonna expect that to documentary either. That is true.
oh no.
I would give a close second, actually, to Digis because one, White Man Can't Jump. That's another one I desperately would want to see on the big screen. And also, at a film festival, I've never even heard of Offside. Some of the best experiences at a film festival is like when you see a movie that you know absolutely nothing about besides like the title, and then you're just blown away by it. And I think that's kind of a cool thing to kind of experience as well. I remember at one film festival I went to in college, I saw a documentary called Bathtubs Over Broadway, and I'm like, that's a stupid name. I'm going to see this. And then I was like, wow, that was actually pretty good. So like novelty, like musicals, like I guess like brands used to put on like Broadway shows, not sports, but you never know.
Yeah, and Dig has the most like that Offside from Dig is like I think one of the most unique films.
Yeah.
Probably the most unique film on this list. Because I think every other movie here is set in America. There's not that many international films. Well, no, you have Mike, you have B Water, so never mind, my statement is done now. So yeah. But
Mine's
it's
also
still
just a
pretty
documentary about one of the coolest dudes of all time. So
Yeah.
it's not quite the same. I get what you mean, for sure.
But I would
Shout out
say
Mr. Civic,
Here's
wherever you at.
Hoop
here's
Dreams
like
is
a,
the
this is
doc
some-
you'd want to see in a theater. I would
Yeah.
say that or Man on Wire. Out of
something
all
I can
these-
say is everyone here picked at least one movie that I love that I'm glad got picked today. So like Dig it would be Moneyball. Mike it would be Creed. Cliff it would be Bring It On. and as I said already, Nate has a bunch of movies I think are masterpieces. So
Hell yeah.
All right. I'm glad we all had the love fest and we congratulate everybody on their picks, but it's up to you,
Yeah,
the
that's great.
viewer. The viewer, which one are you going to? Let us know in the comments down below. There's a poll on Spotify as well by the time you're listening to this there. It's going to run for about a week. Make sure you get your votes in. TikTok, hi. Thanks for joining us. Sorry we couldn't read your comments today. It's just how it is. You'll be here next time. This has been a blast, gents. Sat here for about 2 hours going through sports movies, but hey, I learned a lot. There's a lot on these lists that I haven't seen that I'm gonna have to go seek out now, and that's the joy of doing these drafts. Thanks for joining me. Always a pleasure. Let me know where you guys can be found. Nate, I'm starting with you.
You can find me across most social media platforms at Nate Knows Movies, or you can find me on Instagram at NateRichard98 or Letterboxd. I'm a patron there, so just type in Nate Richard. I'll show up. Look for the blonde boy with a cute little dog and a Barbie backdrop, and that's me.
Hey, hi Ken. Cliff, where can the folks find you?
primarily on Letterboxd under Cliff Boom. Check out my review of seeing Jaws for the first time in theaters and whatnot. And
Let's
that
go.
experience. Wait till you see my review. Y'all know how I get.
Wait,
Oh,
this is your
gosh.
first
It
time
was
seeing
not.
Jaws in general, or just like on the big screen?
I'm going to say in general, I've watched it once on Blu-ray, like maybe a year ago, but I fell asleep, so I don't count it. So yesterday was my first time officially watching it. So
Time out.
Yeah,
Your first
yeah.
time watching Jaws was last year in general.
I'm a Deep Blue Sea kid. No other shark movie has gotten better for me. I'm sorry. I know Steven Spielberg. That's a whole conversation related about my relationship.
That's
my
a whole
relationship
other
with Spielberg.
conversation.
The headline. Listen, the headline is not that Cliff never watched Jaws till last year. The headline is that Cliff fell asleep watching Jaws, possibly the greatest movie ever made. And Cliff fell
Mind
asleep.
you, I fell asleep in the theater last night as well for like 20 minutes. So I was just like, maybe it's just a movie.
What?
Let
But
me go
like,
Okay,
What?
Gidge, where can the people find you? We got to get out of here.
You can find me at Didge, DIDGEDEE, pretty much everywhere where I'm gaming, talking about tech, or I don't know, just doing stuff.
I love just doing stuff. That's great. Robert, what about you?
I always just put my website, rbtrights.com, because links to all my socials are on there if you want to come looking for them. But I primarily hang out on Blue Sky, Instagram, and Letterboxd. And links to all of those things are at my site.
They'll be in the description too. I'm frantically scrolling through my Letterboxd, and they updated the Letterboxd on Android, so I don't know how to find Cliff's review yet.
I
of
already went to
Jaws.
search. It's not up yet. I looked.
Oh my gosh!
So it's like pretty mid. I fell asleep for
no,
20
it's up
minutes.
there. It's on
Oh
my
my
website.
god, I see it. I didn't expect you to be
It's
the
there.
Superman profile picture.
What's the score? I'm anticipating now.
He gave it 3 stars.
Okay, guys, you can find me at Novice Cinephile everywhere. The Novice Cinephile on Instagram and Threads, the podcast, wherever you get your podcast, Spotify, Apple. Subscribe on the YouTube channel so you can see our beautiful faces. We'll be back with more Insider Chatter, another episode of the Chatter After. It's going to be a great fall. We're going to talk Fast and Furious. It's going to be awesome. Until next time, keep watching movies. Peace. Cliff, I'm pissed off right now. So the show's over. Bye, guys.
God.